Welcome back to Flat Earth British weekly platforms, and welcome back to our very special Flaterday, our Flaterday show, our weekly Flaterday show, where we are particularly epic. Let me just check my comms. Sounds fantastic. So, how are you all doing, guys? Hey, I appreciate for a lot of people, okay, that it's really, really weird times. I appreciate this. I appreciate that people who live in Britain, for example, they're not really into Maoist regimes. Doesn't really fit with them. So there's that. And people feel like this year has been like if you bought a bag of weeds, that it was all full of sticks and seeds. But nay. This is not true. No. This is what they want you to think. But really, it's all about perspective. And I can assure you that you're going to feel fantastic after this post, because the good news, that's right, you don't hear that much on fucking YouTube or anywhere, do you? The good news is we got this. We actually have got this because the evidence that we got this is the whole of modern civilization is falling to pieces, crumbling before our very eyes. It's like in a ridiculous level, like they don't know how to like really do anything anymore. It's like they've just lost all knowledge of how to run a civilization overnight. But we all know what's happened, the weird corporate thing going on and everything else. But that's besides the point. The point is this. If you don't give it your energy or give it any thought, which is what they want you to do with any token, let's just say agenda, because there's plenty to choose from. The internet's actually full of them, isn't it? And they are permeating, official agendas as well for, separation of people's different cultures, ideals, all weird and all like quite kooky, actually. It was never like that before. In fact, the world was never like that, period. We had sane moments. I'm trying to remember the last, who said that? Oh, yeah, Terence McKenna. When was the last sane moment humanity ever had? Well, that's what we're doing here. It is good news because the ideals of Tartaria is what I'm thinking about. The ideals of Tartaria, we painted a beautiful civilization of healing, natural technologies, nature technologies, based on the actual fundamentals of how this place works, and not made up stuff by scientists, religion, people. And we're getting to grasps with it, and we're getting to grasps with, thanks to the internet, wicked internet, nice one. I was actually thinking on doing an official message to the King of England and bequest stuff on our behalf, but I think I'll do that later on. Even Trumpsky, I'm definitely thinking Trumpsky's definitely a wiggly flat thumbist. Have you seen him? He fits all of the MO of a wiggly flat thumbist. So maybe he's watching. Let's see how this pans out. Okay, guys. Wink. Let's see how that goes. So to me, I think that we're missing the point, actually. It does, the world is falling to pieces, but there are places that are just not falling to pieces. My recent visit to the Czech Republic, for example, you could walk around there all 24 hours a day and nothing bad would happen to you. They haven't even got any crime per se. It's just nuts, really brilliant. Kids run wild, everybody's safe. And they got the same sort of thing going on in Poland. He's watching, you reckon, see Free Soul Hippie. Yeah, I get the vibe. That he's a flat thumbist. Yeah. Do you think Joe Rogan watches? Yeah. Do you think they're jealous a bit? Because we're like the higher echelon of thinking in the old internet-y? Do you think so? I think so. But we love them all. We love them all the same. We're just passing through. We have no opposition to any of it, okay? We know better. What we're doing is focusing on us. as a great survival mechanism and navigating the realm mechanism. And it is about perspective. It's about where you put your focus. And if you put focus on, you know, they want you to put your focus on like icky subjects, yeah, which are plenty of, Didygate, you know, and all of that stuff. And people like literally focusing their attention on that sort of thing going on. But that sort of thing's probably always going on. You just don't draw your attention to it. There's always going to be fucking weird people out there, guys. We can't do nothing about it. They're passing through too, doing their experience. They're going to have to come through you over and over again until they get an almighty karma slap and get it fucking right. Everybody got to do that, guys. Yeah, this is a spiritual evolution, you know, that we're all witnessing together. I can't, you know, I can't even say how many videos I've said about the Great Awakening. You know, the mainstreamy truthers, they know that there's a shift in humanity, and because of the, you know, the technological revolution, that there's a new mode of thinking. There's new speak language, LOL. What you mean 101? And you know, other abbreviations, you know, for the new speak that they brought out in 1984 book. They brought out a new speak 2 where they abbreviate all the words. And this is what the internet is doing. It's just abbreviating all the words. MILF, or in my case, GILF. Don't worry about that. So welcome all. Front row seat. Bob Sykes is in the house. I can see Kerry's in the house. D'Angelo, yes, nice brother. And Immortal. So yeah, we're going to be very epic today, guys. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make Tartaria great again. I've got plans. I've got loads of plans. But one thing I've worked out for sure, right, is you can't let your vibration drop for a minute. As soon as that starts to plummet, you're fucked. You're fucked. They got you. They got you by the gonads or the woolies. They just got you. Yeah. What you got to do to win, yeah, is like have a stop sign is what I use, but you can have like an unbelievable thick Kevlar where nothing can actually harm you whatsoever, which nothing really can in this place because you're a soul and you're in whatever this avatar is, which I'm thinking is a bioorganic robot. You know, I watched the movie with Scarlett Johansson, Ghost in the Machine, which is a cracking little film. It's very synonymous with like Blade Runner, that sort of elk, that sort of futuristic dystopia. With massive buildings. It's looking very like some of these Chinese cities you see in modern day, just absolutely horrendously big. You know, I thought that Tokyo's the biggest city in the world, but it's not. It's not really. They keep it quiet, but the biggest one is Chingchong. Chingchong, over 50 million people. They just don't really tell you that in the official thing. But anyway, back to the narrative. So, what we're going to talk about, okay, is the narrative of what has been going on in this place for a long, long time. Okay, now I think we have been invaded. I think we got invaded by the Phoenicians. How do I know? Oh, because they're running their financial system, the legal system, the law of maritime law of the sea and everything, Phoenician in this place, and everything to do with them in this place, and the real Babylonian death cult that they got going on. Is definitely Phoenicia. It's been identified too many times. Too much evidence is for it not to be. Okay, so 239 of you just showed up. It's good to see you. Oh, got fireworks. So yeah, busy week this week. I've been doing flat Earth British walkages, and bonfire night was in Britain this week. We had a local free fireworks display, which was really groovy. And then I cooked everybody some lasagna, but I was so getting carried away myself, I actually forgot the cheese, which I kicked myself for the rest of the night. But I put it on after you all went, but you didn't get to see it, and it was lush. It all's gone. So that was Truth Bites, my very popular cooking show, new genre in cooking, real council cooking, using council pop and British people. There are a few of us left, believe it or not, one or two. So we're going to look into a lot of subjects in this, okay? It's going to be a roller coaster ride of information. We're going to think about, why do they say when, say you want to get on your fucking PayPal or something, and you got to say, I am not a robot. Well, what? So there's a chance that somebody that goes onto the website could be a robot. And everyone's like programs to tell the truth. So how far do androids actually get with the technological breakthroughs? And does Elon Musk's robots really, they're not really Robocop just yet, are they? So, are they really going to get to that point where you're going to have like a busy maid in the house, which looks like a hot female, which does your dishes and stuff? Yeah, sex bots. That's the way everything's going to go, isn't it? That's what the first thing they did with the internet. Yeah. So, and we're going to look at some finds that I found for you. We're going to think about I Am Not a Robot later. We're going to think about Naples catacombs that I found out really fantastic. We'll look at them later. And the Tale of Two Cities. London at exactly the same period in time. Two collections of photographs. I've never seen them before. So meet me, beepers of the world unite. I've never seen them before. So it's a high possibility that you haven't, because I literally search all day long and all night long for images on the internet to share with you. That is basically, I'm reading ancient texts and everything else just to get content, basically. So yeah, do not despair. Yeah, Martin is coming to heal the world from all its grumpiness, because basically, the way I see grumpiness is boring people are only bored because they're boring, and grumpy people are always grumpy because they like, well, I don't want to go into the psychological analyzation of grumpy people. We've all been grumpy in the past. I've been grumpy. I get right fucking sulks on me. I just stare off into the wilderness. The vibe coming off me fucking splits atoms. So, we've all got that, haven't we? That side of us. So there you go. So there's no Snora. So yeah, oh my God, yeah, the Britain's gone to shit now. I'm back. I don't want to focus on it, but I'm going to be dead and gone by the time it turns, fucking. And they call us to prayer every morning. I'll be gone by then, so I'm really got to worry about it. But I'm really got to worry about the future generations of Britain anyway, because they won't be here to enjoy it. So there's that. So Kings of Nibiru are back. Did you got your gold ready? Better get your gold. Better get your gold. So yeah, the Phoenicians could come back. Yeah, apparently, it's okay. We're all safe. They don't probe any of us. Some people went, they're not alien grace, although there are very similarities. Kimosabi, I speak Indian. I speak Arapaho. Tom Wakatangiangu Tukimunga. Oh, I know. Just blew your mind. It's like he actually speaks Arapaho. Yeah, man. I went through the 1980s with contemporary music. I picked up a lot. Yeah. My education was that little black television I had in my bedroom and my book collection, and a question in mind, like, they're all talking bollocks. Do I went to school once with my my science book. I've still got it over there. I've got a lot of my books from school, but it was a really good science encyclopedia, and there was a chapter about quantum mechanics on there, and splitting the atom and atom bombs. So I took it into my science teacher and I pointed it at the picture and I said, "Could you explain this to me, please? Or explain all of this to us." He slammed the book and went completely mental, sent me out of the classroom, scruffed me out of the classroom violently for asking questions. So I knew right then, now I get it. I ain't not supposed to ask any questions about anything unless they're telling me, "Oh, that's not fucking good." So the penny dropped by the time I was about 30. I was about 13, 14 there. So I was like, after that little caper, I thought, well, I ain't playing. No, fuck you all. So, I organised strikes and, all sorts of political activism and, just kept the place pretty much chaotic until I actually left. They chucked me out at 15, actually. They banned me from going anywhere near the school, which is really weird because I was a lot smarter than most of the teachers. So there was that, but they kept me away because of my ideals against them. Yes. So Helen's in the house. It feels really good. It really feels good to be knowing that We got this. We really have. I can't even believe we even doubted ourselves. Well, maybe we just don't, because of it's been so weird, and then we're all like traumatized after the last 4 years. Like, what the fuck was that? And then there's all like this weird, fucking Maoist mentality ruling the place. All these weird fucking things going on, and oh, it's fucking horrible. Anyway, don't focus on it. See what I did there? I focused on it. I just put my. Did you see what I did there? You can't see into my mind, so I'm telling you what happens in my mind. I put up a stop sign. Yeah, it's red around the middle. It's got a big red stop in the middle, and I sing in my head with it. Stop in the name of love. Before you go there, think it over. Just think it over. Do you really want to go there? Do you really want to waste your Brian on that when you could be just focusing on what you're up to, which would be better? Anything from turning the garden over with a shovel to cutting the grass is great. That's groovy and a billion squillion times better than any of that negative bullshit that's on the fucking internet. David Josh. But some people are hooked to it anyway, so there's that. It's like crack. Romany Bear, thank you for your groovy email. Thank you, brother. So yeah, then Thursday I went on to Alpha Vedic channel, which went down brilliantly. We had a really cracking night with him in the crowd. A lot of you come over there to support. And I've had like loads and loads of emails and comments, people saying how much they enjoyed it, and a really good presentation of, good synopsis of the whole idea of Tartaria. So I'll be going back on there. It's linked up below if you haven't got that show already. But I'm going to be picking up on the rest of that show in a couple of days' time with Campbell from Autodidactic. Okay, he's going to be coming over here on Flat Earth British. That's Tuesday night. Keep an eye out. I'll link up and do all the preparations beforehand. And we're going to carry on. And it's actually going to be fantastic, guys. Okay, it's going to make you feel totally cool at the end. So we're going to be doing that. In fact, there's a lot of totally cool stuff coming up that's going to make you feel really groovy and really like, oh, I don't know why I was so bothered about it all. Because really, that is the case. Why was I so bothered about it all? Because you don't really need to be. Because we're just passing through. We've just been wrongly directing our attention to bullshit on toast. We all do it. I'm guilty of it. I do it as well. I look at stupid, shitty subjects that are just wasting my brain space. Just to like. The worst culprit is TikTok. Oh my God, I'm never going there. I've never looked at it outside of what people send me, and I won't publish them and I won't show TikToks. I don't like it. But just that, it's dealing with people's short attention span. And shorts are the same, just flip, 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 flip. And it gets like crack addiction. It's like they can't even fucking stop. They're like, pull my hand away, pull my hand away. I can't stop swiping. I can't stop swiping. It's like it's a new thing. So have you noticed something else as well? Free soul hippie. Okay. Son of Overbrook. Right. Bear with me, guys. I'm getting to a point here. Okay. Do you see on my cup it says Flat Earth British Martin speaking? How many words end with K-N? K-I-N-G, king. There's so many words. Do you think they did that? They didn't have to put a G on the end for king, did they? I think they're just like brainwashing us with king ideals by sticking king on the end of all these words. Like, I don't know. I can't think of an actual word with king on it. King. It's probably not a good example. But anyway, John Neo, may the forks be with you. Arwinian, this is the inventor of Arwinian gravity. There's now 3 types of gravity thanks to Arwin. And Alpha Billy, who's my brother in the hood, in being good in a hood, like we should. And Kathy. And Mr. Marmite, tricky Mr. Marmite. And I'm not making comments. And there's my bro up in London. He's King James version these days, but previously, like Prince changing his name, he was London McLovin, which went to London Loving, and then Loving, and then King James Bible. I could be Merlin. I was wondering about previous life things. So, like, I was thinking, oh, well, King Arthur, yeah, because basically of where I was born. and all of everything connected in my life seems to go towards that. And I keep ending up in Glastonbury and all these other things, and Cornwall and all of the other connections and the ley line and everything. So there is a quite high possibility that somewhere along the line, but I can't claim to be a reincarnation of, although he was Welsh. So fucking, what's that? What's that? I never swore, Joy, did I? Oh, I got bloody Tourette's, haven't I? Don't even know I'm doing it. It's British, see, because I'm British. You should have us, haven't you? Yeah, we used to be. Oh, there's my bro there. There's Eric, the healer Reza. Send love to Eric, because I'm going to be hanging out with him soon. We're going to be, and his dog Rocky. Dog Rocky. So yeah, the ideals of Tartaria. So buildings that heal. An environment where there is cleanliness, no danger. Everybody is turned out immaculately. Beautiful clothing. Where they're getting it from, I don't know, because it's all silk and linen and beautiful cottons and everything else next to your skin. Not like that nasty ass stuff that they try to put next to your skin these days. Everything was better. The arts, the architecture is, in some cases, literally jaw-dropping. You know what? They don't do anything like that. Well, if they need to build a big skyscraper like the Hajj Khalifa or something, it's like your jaw don't drop because it's beautiful. It's like, oh fuck me, that's big, isn't it? Yeah, it doesn't do anything, does it? You know, aesthetically, it just looks like a big fucking knob. So there's not that. So yeah, they ruined the architecture deliberately to affect us. Okay, because we're not looking around now going, oh man, look at this place. It's absolutely fantastic, enriching your soul. And now you look around and go, fuck me. Which is what it's designed to do, guys. It's designed to drop your vibration. But we will rise above that because I have a vision of a whole idea, which is not, it's quite steampunky, and the technologies, you know, included will be really, really exciting to use. But, you know, rescuing all of the existing Tartarian buildings, because they are literally by the thousands in all of the centre of British cities, boarded up with boards around them, just left to rack and ruin. Every city I've seen, Birmingham, Bristol, Cardiff, all of the custom houses, all of the best Tartarian buildings, and they won't invest in them, and they're all listed buildings, and they won't use them at all for anything. So they just want to build up some shit instead. All of them buildings need rescuing. We could do something with them. Maybe King of England will give us shit tons of land because he owns it all in Britain. That would be brilliant. And save all of the old architecture of Tartaria before it's too late and it disappears, and then we're left with all our rubbish. All them industrial estates to go on forever and ever, selling sweet fuck all we don't need. Plastic crap made by child slaves. So that's another reason not to do Christmas, but that's just me personally. I know a lot of people love their crimbo, don't they? Christmas. I don't think that's going to be permitted in Britain shortly, guys. I don't think there's going to be any Christmas carols soon in Britain, because whose door you going to knock singing a fucking Christmas carol? Yeah. While shepherds watch their flocks by night time, watching ITV. I just can't see it in this day and age, because it's not going to fucking happen. So the world has changed, you know, so much in such a short space of time. But at the same time, I'm really excited about things and the way things are going as well. I think it's fantastic. Brixton Brixton, and I tell you what else I seen Squirrel was Moseley in Birmingham. I see the buildings in that place, man, blew my head off. It's just like, wow, they're red brickers, they're massive, and a lot of them are still used actually, which was good news. But yeah, Birmingham, outside of the city centre, RIP, Dominic DiPatrio. The outside of the cities, fucking got some groovy areas. White Boar, good to see you. Beef and Vendetta, no, that's the worst Jesuit movie ever, isn't it? They tell you half truths with half life. They actually want people to wear them stupid fucking masks. Soon as they turned up, I thought, oh, why are we all in the masquerade ball, knobs out, with the fucking masks? What are they called? Anonymous. Well, let's all be the same cult. Let's all talk the same and make like videos like we're all important cult. And then let's put these masks on and pretend that we are the real revolution, even though because they have to control the opposition. See, there's not many unsanctioned shit in this place. I had unsanctioned fucking everything. But the one that I did during COVID times, I had a big convention with like 300 people, 350 people in Birmingham turned up. It was fantastic. But oh my god, did it a fucking set that the Matrix came like smacking my ass after. Oh no. And they don't want you to do anything, but we do. We do things because it's the only way to do stuff. Okay, guys. Nora, conform in order to rebel. Well, that's it, isn't it? But like, you got to be like surreptitious and sneaky, because people get in trouble for hurty words these days, don't they? So you can't do anything on the internet. Use it as a beautiful medium that it is. Yeah, love everybody. We love Trumpski. Trumpski, send us some sponsorship. Flat of Britishers in need of some sponsorship. Yeah, okay. We know you're a wiggly flat feminist. You don't have to tell anyone, but yeah. Okay. So hey Matt, hey Eric, good to see you here, brother. Good to see everyone. Matrix made tricks. Is that where your head is at? Is that what it means? I thought of that. So in the Matrix, they got ways out. They use coordinates, don't they? Like Trinity got to be at the phone, and then like basically she's in the telephone box before the dumpster comes and smashes the telephone box and squishes her. But they beam her out in time, from basically the coordinate. Yeah, because this place, bing, 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 bing. They show you in the Adjustment Bureau in a dozen million films. The beep, 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 beep. There's places in here that have coordinates, which are definitely, I think, portals where the layers are thin between realities, and I'm sure you can pop the fuck out, and not really by taking a shit ton of DMT either. I mean, just by changing your vibration. I really do. I find it difficult to believe this is the same realm as the realm I grew up in, because there used to be really cool people about them, characters and just people, and now it's just like you go out and everyone's just like, it's fucking zombie apocalypse, isn't it? So, but I spot the goodies. I spot the good people. I spot them like cats, like cute cats spot me. I spot people. So anyway, let's get on with the juice. I've just been droning on here. So yeah, the ideals of Tartaria is something that I would really want to live in a world that looked and felt that way, with beautiful flowers and gardens, and living till, I don't know. If it was a really cool realm and your vibration was that you was just ecstatic, like feeling like on top of the world, like the best you've ever felt in this life, but all of the time. Can you imagine that? And in that environment, then it would be worth sticking around in this place. Because I know what a lot of people say, they think the same as me. It's what? Come back into this shitstorm. What? Live 80, 90 fucking years in this shitstorm? Oh my God. It's the same for everybody. We haven't even got pensions coming in Britain. Everyone's double fact. It's like they're going to kill us off early in Britain. Get the last people who don't know anything about the internet out of the way for the next generation of. I'm not even allowed to say. So what's that, Scott? Too right, now. In 70s and 80s were truly amazing, bro. I just miss it so bad. I literally want to time travel back to my 1980s, because man, oh man, oh man, we've partied for 20 years, and what's weird about it is everybody else was too. It was just fantastic. What the fuck happened? People don't even want to talk anymore. You used to talk on bus stops and stuff. Just click like and share. Thank you for that. Yeah, do all them YouTubes. Good to see you. Good to see you, my man. Wiggly flat firms. Time for, and Adam Cook's in the house. Well, he's booyaka in me. Good to see you, Adam. He's booyaka in me from up north. So yeah, so it's been a busy week. So make sure to click that link down below. That awesome show I did with Alpha Vedic, and going back on there. And like I said, come back Tuesday. We're going to carry on with this, and I'm going to give you a little insight into where we're going with 1,000 literally beautiful images along the way. Leave it to me to take you on a roller coaster ride of flat Earth British land, okay? And my next cooking show, 421, we're going into the juice now before you have kittens. My next cooking show, right, I'm going to make pastry. I can do flaky pastry. I can do pastry for Cornish pasties. Yeah, pasties, and nasty pasties, but I won't be doing them. And they're going to be fantastic because basically I can cut out bits of dough, okay, pastry, cut them out, and I can do like maybe a flat earth map on the top of my pie, or maybe something rude on the top of my pie, or something like that. So that would be a good excuse to have some cooking fun next week. That's coming, okay, next week. So yeah, Trump said he's going to get the World's Fair back. Maybe he's shitbored of the architecture too, because it's like, ugh. But it's the people I want them to like, just like be like you used to be again. You know, people smiling at you and happy to see you. Yeah, you see all good people. But it doesn't seem to be like that. We used to skip along the streets in the 80s, just high-fiving every fucker. Honest, it was, guys, especially in some parts of Cardiff. Everybody was high-fiving everybody. It was just the best time. Try doing that now. Yeah, they pull a gun on you. It's like, la, 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 la. Start shooting the air. It wouldn't be able to do any of these things anymore in Britain. Britain is gone, as you would have recognised. If you haven't been here for like 20 years or 10 years, visitors to Britain, and you came here now, you would wonder what the fucking hell had happened. It is that bad. But I'm not going to focus on that because, like I said, I'm just passing through. I need a recipe for cow hobby. I don't know that recipe, but I do badass Indian recipes, David. Come over and see my chicken tikka jalfrezi. Happiness, no more, no less. So you could think, is he just happy or mentally ill? Does it even matter? Martin has a baby soft lift. I have got baby soft lifts. I'm soft all over, in fact. That's why I can only wear cotton, because my skin is so soft. I know. Anyway, I was better. Oh, it was all better. I was soft in the 80s and 90s too. The 70s, I was just a kid then. I was what you might regard as a clever hooligan. Cap Brennan, meaning you don't get caught. Neolithic, try not to incriminate yourself. They can't do me. I was a child growing up in a council estate in Ely. I didn't do anything that no other kid who growing up in Britain who's 57 years of age didn't do. Only I may have done it a little bit more than everybody else, but I was a living legend early. Finger pie, please. Well, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do a finger pie. Any pie. Dragon Sage, don't down level the show. We're not like that. Okay. We do everything in taste. And I'm sure somebody's been shagging. There's people everywhere. So we can bring that up. It was better with sorry, Helen, what was that, dear? It was better with everybody managed with phone boxes. It was, and you could always borrow a tenner off your mate. It wasn't a big deal. And weed was reasonably cheap. We had brilliant kebabs back then as well. I'm trying to think. It was all just everything was about it. It was just epic, absolutely brilliant. If you weren't there and you missed it, we're sorry. Plum pudding. I don't like plums, Donna. They give me the Marticus Fluffhoffens. If I eat, I don't know if that means the same in any other country. Is there Psycho Dave's in the house? Peak puff puff. You do it, mate. Pass your duchy to the left-hand side. Scott, cool, good to see you. Donna, do you got an awesome Welsh name there? That's, Donna Hughes is a very Welsh name. Hughes is Welsh, and I'm not sure what the Donna is. I think the Italians can have that one. Lizard, unless it's in Wales, then it's ours, because we're claiming everything. Bring it here, yeah, finds its keeps us, guys. It's been the rule of fucking law since time immemorial, okay? Same as the 3-second rule, tarts. Well, yeah. They're just passing through. Everybody's just passing through, isn't it? Tasteless spuds. See, my dyslexia is definitely selective and changes it to something else. Something going on with that. Margaret Walter, cheese pie or chest pie. Okay, that's later. Let's look at some stuff. No, plums and prunes. Oh no, yeah. Okay, yeah, prunes, yeah. Yeah, no, plums are okay. The other ones, prunes, that's what I meant. Yeah. Oh, City Road Doner Kebabs Mixed Grill. Oh, fucking hell. You know you're born. What's that? Do you think our cakes? Oh, I don't know about gossip. Sean, you shouldn't talk about gossip about other people on my channel, especially when they're my mates and stuff. Jail cell would be for data dump. Don't fucking be joking about people having a bad time, mate. Not from me, not you. That's really stupid to do things like that. Yeah. What's the matter with you? Ah. Double baked potatoes. Yeah, but I can't do a baked potato, Donna. Everyone knows how to bake a potato. Cool gear. And Susie Fox is in the house. Where you been, Susie baby? Tool gear. Mine. Yes. Cosmic. There you go, Cosmic. And he's definitely a man too. They're getting rarer. Right on, Martin. Thank you, Immortal, bro. Yeah, you can't become a new edition anybody, like anybody, even trolls. I'm not having any of that sort of behavior in you. That's why it says in my rules, not that I do any, but there is one: be love or be fuck off, because I don't do anything else. That's about you, though. So that is just something to do with you, isn't it? Not that I care. Mr. Marmite, pie and mash. Pie and mash in a cold London cafe with the steam pouring off it is one of those greatest moments in life that you could possibly have. Is pie and mash. I completely agree. And gravy. His 14 days will be over soon. Thank you, Jeffrey Bailey. I didn't even know. So everyone's just filling me in my own chat feed. So I don't know. It's like gossip mongers. Chill out and enjoy. Yeah, they'll come up and smash it. Oh, so who are you? Bob. Good to see you. Hey, Russell. The internet is a nosy place, and people are in your shit and want to know your personal stuff. When people are only doing content, it's none of their fucking business. Anyway, Milk, good to see you. Milk Tea Alliance, I think of much better. Are you all feeling good? So we're thinking about pies. We're thinking about cake. I'm thinking happy thoughts, warm, fuzzy, soft thoughts. That's what we're thinking. We're going to get into some juice now, okay? Even Bob Sykes, who is our resident Hong Kong Phooey. Who's the toughest guy in the world then? It's not John Wicks, is it? Yeah. And it's not Jet Li because he's old. Yeah. And it's not Bruce Lee because he's dead. So who is it? Who's going to say Bob, wouldn't you? No, Hong Kong Phooey. Ice cream pie. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Love an ice cream pie. A lolly cream pie. No, I don't know what lolly cream pie is. My mind just went to one place completely. And I'm guessing it's nothing to do with food. Neil? Yes. Yes. Of course he fucking... What, the dog's back? It's not like anyone's going to come and pick on him or anything, is it? Do you know what I mean? Bursky. Try and tax Jason down, see what happens. Don't think that's going to be happening. So, nice chicken soup. My chicken soup is beautiful. I'll make a chicken soup if you will. Soon. Kimosabi, what's going on, lovely? Yeah, I got Starthought behind me. Starthought crust. I wanted to do an azimuthal equidistant. Then my mind went straight to boobs. Then I thought of something else. Like, that's not an Illuminati triangle. That's me trying to show you what I was going to put on top of my cake. T-bone loaded baked potatoes with salad and yeast rolls. Oh, this is easy. We just buy whatever we can actually get in Herons, which is a very limited selection. Most British people, we haven't got a broad selection really of wholesome, nourishing food. Let's get into the juice, guys. Now, make sure to share this out. It's been a really busy week. Like I said, we've got more to come this week. It's going to be really good. We're going to have a really fantastic time. times no more grumpies for anybody. Yeah, we're going to be lifting the vibration of the whole community, because it's been a bit like a seedy bag of weed, and we don't want a seedy bag of weed. We want big, fat, juicy, glistening buddies, don't we? Yes. So that's what we're going to, do. We're going to bring good things to the realm through our intent. Okay, not in a tent where some people enter, but from intent. Okay, we're starting here. Now, you may remember this video of old, and I could show you if they had images of every city in America, but every city in America goes up in flames. But this is just the nuttiest thing, and I'm just going to go through it briefly with you and say what I think is going on. Now, for some reason, which I find really weird and really creepy, is they are fabricating the past, which means they are faking historical events. And then they're faking the reporting on them from the media and everything else after. And then they're covering up the real story, and they do it with everything in the real day, don't they? With the events that happen. And they did it back then. To set up, a movie scene with cameras, roll, action of a daily 10-minute trip down Market Street. And none of it makes any sense, because people are just going to die. Mr. Numpty here. Yeah, don't bother looking. Just play chicken with the trams that don't actually stop. They will run you the fuck over, is what trams will do. So, see if you notice anything, guys. Well, everyone's dressed in black for a start off in this era, aren't they? Anywhere in Europe or anywhere in America, everyone's in black. Oh, you nearly died. Don't worry. You'll get another life. This is only a computer game. Yes, just tip my hat. You never squish me, you fucker. Yeah, it's just all die today, shall we? As well, run in front of there. Oh, look, more suicidal natured ladies. So nobody's actually shopping, and nobody's actually doing anything, are they? They're just walking around aimlessly and stupidly. Anyway, so this was the world of Victorian times. Queen Victoria had just popped off when this was around, yet the world is massive. Okay, and these cars, they've only just showed up. This is 1906. These are the first cars. There's a cage up there. I wonder what's in that cage. And crosstron tram. That car's doing circles, as you might know, and the kids just pissing around with the image. So this is, to me, the greatest bit of footage out of antiquity. I know it's been colorized and added, but you can see what the world would have been like. Okay, so everyone's dressed in black, and everyone greets everyone with good morning. He's going to be dead now, so we'll be mourning him. So why is everyone mourning? What are they mourning exactly? Well, the takeover of a civilization. And let's just give respects to the previous occupants. This is a massive city, guys. Look at these buildings. And the narrative of, the 49ers and, the gold prospectors built in San Francisco makes no sense. And its rise, to fame as a major Phoenician maritime port. So anyway, we're going to just roll on a little bit, and then you can see, even though there's anomalous date here, we've only got 859 on the building at the end, which is not a date that's actually supposed to exist, because it's supposed to be 1859. But anyway, you get to this, just the creepiest scene of exactly the same spot I was just in, but they've just lost all, technique of photographing. But you see all of these speckles and that. You've seen that when they were photographing Chernobyl after its radioactive leak. I don't doubt that radioactive particles exist, guys, and I don't doubt that radiation could be really harmful. I don't doubt that it causes speckles on footage and film. And if you had to look at that image and footage of film of Chernobyl, it's very similar to what we're looking at here. It's grainy, it's ill exposed, it's foggy, and all these little sparkly bits. So it really does look like a radiation, but you do get radiation levels go up. They found radiation apparently in Dresden because apparently if you burn a large amount of organic material, namely wood, it will give off a radiance and a radiation. So radiation can be scanned on cities that are being burnt out. Now, I think this is radiation showing up on these pictures, is what I think. How can the picture literally for 5 days before the other picture, guys, 5 days before the color, okay, and you lose all technology. I remember when I had John Levy on my channel, and he suggested that this was first, and the other photograph of Market Street came after, that they'd completely wiped everything out. These people had come in and then built up San Francisco, which seems to me to make more sense. And not only that, we don't know the age of photography, not really, guys. We don't even know when we're looking at. It's only them giving us the history books. Remember, all of this is just a control mechanism. The history is being a controlled narrative to control us, away from Tartarian ideals and the magical beings that we are. Okay. Now, when you walk into an obliterated city, do you have your pretty bonnet on and your pretty gown? Nobody is bothered one bit. Just watch these ghostly figures walking into a completely obliterated city, skin crawling to think that this is a major American city 120 years ago. And this could be Boston, this could be Chicago, this could be just most major American cities. Toronto in Canada and Quebec and all the Canadian cities had the same thing. We didn't have the same sporadic city fires in Britain, I noticed, but we did have World War I and World War II, which took out some of Britain's antiquity, Coventry Cathedral, but I think there was some deal going on between them, a bit like you have the prisoners exchanges, that makes no sense. It's what you swap prisoners. Yeah, we let them go and swap them for a couple of hours. All right. So is there a good deal going on with the bombing campaigns then? Do you you bomb ours and we'll bomb yours, and then just selected areas, and then we all go home after the battle? Yes. Some sort of, they were all, as far as I can see, guys, they were no real enemies. The dynasties of the First World War, for example, they were the same family. They were writing letters to one another. They even changed their royal family name in Britain because it was German. Yeah. And you get up to, the 40s, and it's just the same old dynasties. And then the bankers, the score with all of that happened. But look at these, all dressed in black like they're mourning. They actually look like they might be going to a funeral. So imagine, okay, that this city's been just wrecked. What came along and cleared that road? Bulldozers? No, man, the trams are just operational the whole day. Same as they were in Hiroshima, same as they were in Nagasaki and San Francisco and also Chicago. Trams were all operational after the city was being destroyed. So who puts all of these stones into piles of little stones? It's just a miracle this place never got harmed on this by here, I noticed. So this earthquake event and firestorm was pretty fucking selective because it completely misses every pole. You never see any of these poles or trees ever scorched, just the buildings obliterated. So I think that some sort of weapon was used that is not like a conventional explosive. Why? Because all of the debris would be laying in the road. These things are just falling in their footprint, like 9/11. Things are just falling in their footprint. Okay. Look at these trees, palm trees. Everything's really all right. People are just getting to their FEMA camps. The Chinese seem to be missing in all of this, even though they're Chinatown. I notice there's not that too many about. But look, so This, for example, the pavement's completely clear. And the fire raged through and then just stopped, did they? They had managed to get their fire extinguishers out in a city that was that massive. Okay, no. Okay, that's fallen apart by the earthquake. Apparently, they're only shook for a few seconds. Okay. These buildings are made of wood. Okay, now that is really dodgy how that could possibly be. Some areas completely unaffected, as you see in the background. And then you get these people here with the white hats, like overseers. So I think they hired people. And I know press put these in the hat saying press. So I guess he could be, but I've seen a load of them in these pictures. And I think they're like, because there was martial law, the army was on the ground. And he seems happy enough, doesn't he? He's at all the pies. So everyone's dressed with bowler hats on. So what you find is you never see one of the common men or the poor people wearing a top hat. You're only going to see a boss wearing a top hat. Okay, so it's to signify that you've got a few. And the rest of them, the workmen, bowler hats. Now it was the same when I used to go. When I was a kid, I used to go to London in the 70s. There was still a lot of old gentlemen going to the city with bowler hats and walking sticks, like the old world. And it was quite a few Victorians still around when I was a kid. And they used to dress exactly like these. Exactly like these. The women, they dropped the kind of crinoline gowns and that. They didn't carry on with it. But the men, a lot of them had their D-mob suits. So, yeah, this is what they did. They had balloons, didn't they? That's what I think. There's somebody or somehow this balloon managed to find its way onto my photograph. But I definitely think it exhibits Tartaria, the feel of Tartaria, the sky full of gentle balloons. And look at that Tartarian city is what it would have been. So they keep the Phoenicians, they got like two policies. They got the rinse and the wash and rinse, which is like the mud flood policy, or the scorched earth policy, which is what the Nazis did when they were leaving Russia. They burn everything so you don't have anything. And the Tartarians, they envied them because they had this beautiful, holistic, crime-free, live forever society of no bad health and maybe not even needing food, but maybe something else going on with that. We don't know. But they had these beautiful, large cities, prosperous. And then, like Lisbon or Port Royal, or I could name a dozen major cities that are just wiped off the face of the earth. And what are they? They're Phoenician control centers, huge ports, guys, and nothing bigger than San Francisco, than probably at that time, because LA docks were not really up and running at that time. So yeah, they set tents, but as you can see, it's just like Hiroshima. Everything's falling in its footprint. And this place here, the terminal building, ferry terminal, it's still standing. Everything is falling in its footprint. All the roads are clear, and this building just gets a crack in it. So selective. So this is taken by, there might be a clue with the name, because this photograph is taken by, USS Captive. And another thing over there in the distance, you may see these little silver bits in the distance. That is buildings in what is supposed to be the exposition that is not built yet. So there's definitely something over there in the Bay Area. So, wow, just blows the mind to think. And it is the Captive. The ship's called the Captive, the airship, guys, the Captive. What, like a captured airship? And Chicago, trams running, roads clear, everything in bricks. Other side of America, completely same ammo. But what kind of fire is this that completely misses the gasometer? That's full of gas, guys. That would have been a ginormous explosion. Everything around it is burnt. Why isn't that? So, oh, my bloody flint just popped up. So, I proposed a technology a few years ago. You may have seen my series, The Greatest Secret Never Told, where I talked about these, and it was one of my best decodes probably to this day, but we have done a lot of decodes. But they definitely know all about it, and they're happy to show you as well where their power comes from. Now, the Fasces, okay, you can see on a stage here, which is probably over advertising, but Lincoln, and his arms are resting upon, or holding there, and resting upon two Fasces, okay, where he has his power. In the American Civil War, Richmond. What do you think he was using to do all that? Cannonballs for Richmond. Have you seen it? Richmond, Virginia. Huh? Well, it looks like San Francisco. Huge buildings that are completely fallen in their footprint, scalded even. So I think Lincoln knew all about it, because Mussolini, he had a thing about architecture, and he had a thing about mud as well. He ordered all of the mud dug out of Rome, because they didn't buy it before the 1930s. And he adopted the Fasces, you can see it here, as the emblem for fascism, fascists. So it's that prominent. It is from the Roman world, and you can see that it looks like a Gatling gun, and it definitely got the feel of being a weapon. But we think that it was rods, copper, maybe bound, creating a charge, and you can see the labris, the axes, are opposing one another, and they do that every single time, because it's a code that they're showing you that these are, or would have been when they're active devices for causing high energy beams, which would turn things to dust, or would cause what you might call a resonance, or like an earthquake, a subtle resonance that would unstable the ground, turn the mud into the water table, and then that would turn to lahar, mud flows, and then it would just start flowing with the rest of the time, and volcanicity and everything else. They could do that using this weapon. It has the capabilities to turn things to dust, like the Sahara Desert and Arabia, and the desert of Gobi Desert in Mongolia. And it also has the ability to cause a mud flood as well. But there is a good side to this technology, because it's a vibrational quality. It doesn't have to harm people. It can heal people too. Namely, from antiquity, caduceus, sistrum, and other vibrational instruments used by the Egyptians and other Asian cultures, which have vibrational quality for healing, like a tricorder in Star Trek. So you go in Spain, they're doing, a procession of what Romans would have looked like, and what Roman Fasces would have looked like. They say that they were for execution. That's the narrative. They use the axe, but I don't think you could stick your hands around this and actually swing it, because it's too fat. That makes no sense. But anyway, so the decode anyway of electromagnetism, I'm convinced, and I wrote a book about it, that overwhelmingly this is the case for batons. They exchange them in Olympic events. They give them to field marshals. They give them to dignitaries, etc. These batons. And your Fasces, either side are in the Congress. Okay, in the whole of Congress, so you have Trumpsky or whoever sat there, two pillars, the Masonic pillars, and two opposing again, just like the Mussolini, and the laurel leaf in an SS, big part of their narrative as well, opposing one another, opposite mirror images. That is their power. And they all show you, all of the governments show you. The Russians do exactly the same. They have Fasces in their iconography. The Spanish, the South Africans, they all use this as part of their iconography in their statues and Phoenician decorations. You'll see them everywhere in the world. So rods bound together with an axe is a rudimentary version. So they do exist, and I will show you a version of one now that is everyday technology. You can think of this as being the Fasces inside, and then the coil. It would create these two magnetic toruses. But if you directionalize and intensify it, which they do with a magnetron, then you can use it as a high intensity beam for disaggregation and turning things to dust, or vibrating them to the point that they will come apart. The atoms will just come up. It just flies the fuck apart. It makes the atoms that are all aligned just turn into chaos. So it just flies apart. Discomporiates, guys, is what it can do. This is an undersea cable. You can see it's exactly like the Fasces, but it's also like a church window because they're exactly the same technology. It looks like a plug-in, doesn't it? When you've got the rose glass, you've got the, let me just go back to the cable. You've got the center bit, and then you have all of the smaller rods, just like the Fasces, exactly the same, all the way around. So now this is supposed to take your communications under the Atlantic, which connected Britain to Europe, America to Europe. And then all churches, most churches and all buildings have these cymatic patterns in their churches. It's a vibrational quality. It's a science. And if you get down to the cymatics, each one of these got a specific charge. All of these are in different churches. Absolutely beautiful exhibits. These are rose windows, specific glass, rose lead qualities in the glass, lead in the windows as well. All of this is a transference energy from what's going on in there. Just think of them as really high-tech speakers, really high-tech speakers. So what's going on inside the sound machine, the church, as they call them these days, the healing machine, has a beautiful rose window, cymatic pattern, and underneath it, it's got organs. Now, Wilhelm Reich told us all about the organs. He wrote books on these subjects. So they got these. Now, this thing here can burn under your skin and make you feel like you're on fire. They use them in riots control, and they're starting to roll them out all the more. So they've been used in some prison riots, and they start to use them in civilian riots as well. Once you point them, you have to run. So what are they? Well, they're Fasces. They look exactly like a speaker because they're giving pulses of this radioactive data out, which disrupts the data in people and makes them feel like they're on fire and they have to run the fuck away. The military been using them all along, disruptors, and these they've been using on the battlefields. The enemy, they'll feel all discombobulated, disorientated, vomiting, illness, all because of electromagnetic waves. Now we know that they've been, especially in the last 4 years, especially in that time that they kept us all locked in, they did a big EM rollout with a new technology. Again, everyone suffered with radiation poisoning, just like they did with the last rollout of radar in World War II, and go back to previous technologies. Every time they ramp it up with the electromagnetics, there seems to be atmospheric disturbances, and people's health seems to be affected. So signature of magnetrons, there it is. The magnetron itself is exactly the same as the Fasces. And I've seen videos of this literally melting metal. I wouldn't advise that. There's a couple of Russian boys have done it, but it could be very dangerous, so I would not advise that. But a few of my friends have experimented with Fasces technologies and had some great positive feedback from them. But to be able to set it up, I'm sure they've got these sorts of devices. We've got one and they sold it to us and it's in our kitchen. You ramp it up to the size of a Zeppelin and see what it'll do then. Liberté, that's a big keyword with the old neuro-linguistic programming, isn't it? Liberté. What exactly does it fucking mean anyway? Liberté, so they're supposed to be like Bacchosites, aren't they? I'm not sure if what even that is, left or right, I can't even tell. But what it does is the French, they have the Fasces as well as their main emblem. The emblem for Napoleon and his regiments, guess what it was? Fasces. Can you see the lightning bolts, the coming out of that? Just like Thor's Fasces. And you get the Parisian hats, the all-seeing eye, and the plasma burst coming out of it. They know everything about this place because controllers use exactly the same symbols time and again. So here we are, the Republic of France, after they've chopped off all of the heads of the elites. Again, all-seeing eye, again, with the Fasces. And this woman looks very, very much like Britannia. And there's a cock looking at her. Or it might be a chicken. Again, Fasces, again, lightning bolts. Again, the controllers, the all-seeing eye, which you're going to see in Jesuit churches, Freemasonic halls, and all numerous things. So the lion as well. The lion is definitely lion, ion at the end. Iron like a lion in Zion. Well, if you write the word down lion and you look at the last words, it's I-O-N, ions. And you'll find endless words with I-O-N at the end, which signify like EM, okay, like emotion, EM at the start, EM, electromagnetic, shows you that emotions are electromagnetic by nature. And words with EM on the front will signify that it's electromagnetic by nature. And I think the lion, ion, is too. And look where its fasces is pointing outwards, outwards. So here's Mussolini at the front, and he's got a rather big fasces here. He built a huge fasces on a dugout to show him where the power is. So a Texan built a novel machine gun years ago, an electric gun. Okay, it throw giant projectiles, but he did this in St. Augustine in Texas. He used this electric motor, field poles. So basically, what this clever get did, and it's not dissimilar to the look of the fasces, but Virgil Rigsby of San Augustine, Texas, managed to knock up a fasces. He's not the only one either. The electric cannon uses no gunpowder. So this was a painting that went through, and you can see it's all connected up to batteries. So I really do think that cannonballs is just a psyop. I don't think any of that was going on. I really don't. I doubt any of that was going on because of the structures, the buildings would not budge. We've seen what happens when they like send hundreds of cannonballs at Fort Sumter in the American Civil War. Well, they just all embedded in the wall and didn't do all that much to the building itself. So yeah, they have electric rail guns. They have guns that fire electric projectiles. Then they have got them now, and they're just keeping them out of sight. I think nothing new under the sun. Some of the decorations of these as well. So they look at them, they're like, oh yeah, it came off the deck of a ship. Look, see these two things here? Yeah, they just sit on the holder for the cannon. Well, they look like terminals to me. Like you could just put wires on there or wires on there to charge these up. You know, they don't say when you go into battle, charge for nothing. Charge this man. I've charged him. I've discharged him. Why are they using electromagnetic terms for all of these things in reality then, guys? Think about it. The electoral process. He's been elected. E-L-E. Electric. Everything to do with the vaulting. Everything to do with the, the voting process is to do with electric as well. Did you not notice? So I think these were very high possibility that these are not actually. Look at that one. That looks like 50 cal of the day. Oh, man, that's amazing. Okay. Here, these were used by the military. Electric cannons. They're very much like, I'm guessing, Gatling guns, but here they are here. And they would chuck these ginormous projectiles. So fasces are a thing. If you look at uranium rods, etc., you can see what they are. Fasces, and that's what they're doing. They're boiling fasces and boiling the water for nuclear power. And they're not, I don't think they're using that deadly uranium to the level they are and killing all of them countries. If you look at some of them videos about what uranium is doing to humanity, it's just so horrifying. It's difficult to believe that that's happening. I think that it's more likely that they're just using fasces and it's a psyop like, I don't know, jet fuel. So here's a lady. She found her way to Tartaria. And she sent me a photo to prove it. Yes. So I'm a half Estonian, and in Tallinn, where my father came from, there's an avenue through the centre of Tallinn, and it's called Tartarian Avenue. I'm literally Tartarian. Yeah. So it's an exhibit of the worlds that went before us, when it was all glorious, and then all of its destruction. Now, what we're looking at here, as you know, is great expositions. Okay, and world's fairs. So they built all this, as you know, for temporary purposes, only for a little while, for an exhibition, for exhibits, like a museum, and then it all disappears. But it shows you all of the controllers, again, the Phoenicians, But you know, they're fitted out with Antiquitech. That's sustainable energy for the future there. So these are not temporary at all. So the world that went before us, to over the doors, when you looked up, the sun shone through pretty like Tiffany glass and cast it all like beautiful spectrums and shadows of color and just brilliance all over you as the sun shines. So in my vision of the golden age of Tartaria is to return, because let's make Tartaria great again. Tartaria, Tartaria. I think we should reintroduce these. And then the sun can shine in and we can have all rainbows and look really beautiful and trippy when we're walking around. Do you concur? So we're bringing them back. That's part of Tartaria. But this is what they do. And this is definitely in my head being attacked by Fasces because of its spludging nature. What I mean by spludging nature is something that reaches the temperature hot enough that it could melt stone. Because this year was a highly detailed decoration and now it's just spludged. And look at these columns, whatever is going on with them. So this is what happened to Tartaria, is a definite destruction. Look at this, St. Louis this was in, guys. Yeah, take me to St. Louis, part of the St. Louis exposition, the Louisiana Purchase exposition, one of the best. There's a movie out there about it. Look at that, guys. I mean, it's Moorish. It's Arab. Why does America keep spending and investing all this money in Moorish architecture for, I wonder? Here's Russia. Look at that size of that church. They built all of this in the days of Horse and Carty. And Marty Farty Party. I'm not buying it. But all of that technology, the onion domes, all of it, it's just, oh my God, it probably had multiple purposes apart from, you know, energy gathering, multiple purposes, guys. That's why each of these has got a different stuff. You know, they just don't, oh, I know, let's put loads and loads of minarets with different size onion domes next to one another, all at different sizes and different dimensions, just cause. No, each one of these got a different purpose, guys. Just Tartarian science, man. It's the best there is. So they knew about, you know, orgone technology, and they knew about the structure of this place, because in here, and we see these everywhere in Christendom, and this is an exposition hall. You come in here, sit on that chair there, comfy, beautiful, red satin chair, all lovely and soft, yummy, okay? And then this thing here, yeah, invigorate you. Because you were feeling a bit tired because you walked from there to there, and you may be getting on a few years, and oh, I feel quite nice now. I'll have a cup of tea. Oh, well, I could walk another hour. Because it recharges your batteries. It recharges your batteries. It's like a plug-in. So Mussolini took all of the mud out of Rome. Okay, and this is another arch, not the Constantine arch, but this is in Rome. Okay. And what I find curious is this is supposed to be 2,000 years ago that this arch was built. Yeah, it looks like it's burned by fire. So I'm sure 2,000 years of rain would have made that all go by now, but it definitely looks like it's still burnt. And I'm sure it's not pollution, because the motor car is not really doing that at that time. So yeah, that looks burnt and looks like it's been zapped. And whatever was next to it is no longer there, because you can see that it's all in rubble. The classical world, wiped off the face of the earth, scorched earth policy. Victors, and I don't know when, but I tell you what, I don't think they built all of this when they said with the expositions. And I had to believe that any of these were built for temporary structures. The world looked like this. This was the world we had. All of it was like this. Palm trees. Look at these beautiful trees. Everything's well established because it's been there for so long. Why would you build all of this for temporary, bring all of these millions of pounds worth of fucking plants in just to dig them all up and dump them away later and fit it all out with a usable technology that will be, you know, knocked down in 8 months' time? Makes zero sense. And then there's the interiors of the expositions. Why make all that effort to make something as beautiful as that, I ask you? Makes zero sense. But look at it, man, oh man, imagine sitting there in that, just in that space. That would fill your soul full of wowness. And it invigorates you. And these cone buildings all over America, some of them have got swastikas on them. There's one in Dallas, there's one in Memphis, I've seen one in Columbus, Ohio, just all over America, these. And they are Moorish. These are Arabic by style, guys, and they're all over America. Look, you can see straight through these clock towers. So they put the things in like for clocks, maybe, but never really. But that's part of the device. I feel that they wouldn't go to the effort of building all of these. And when, you know, the country's just got going, really, hasn't it, guys? Out of cowboy days. And then out of cowboy and Indian days, the first thing you do is build big, fuck off Arabian palaces. Yeah, there's something definitely off there. And look at Tartaria, these big old buildings, they were as high as that, and Tartaria was as big as that. And if you go further back, because they keep destroying it over and over again, some people say mountains or large areas of mountainous areas are splendid buildings. I'm not sure if I go that far for big areas, but some buildings, they definitely look like they could have been, some mountains definitely look like they could have been buildings. So do you think someone came along and climbed up the top of there to light these gas lights every day in Brussels? I very much doubt it. Okay, we're moving on. So look at it. Wow. So yeah, it's only built temporary. It's only going to be open 10 months, this one, right? So what we need to do is scaffold it out after the building has been built and get someone to do a real artwork, because these things got masterpieces and artworks all over them. The effort, the money, just for temporary. Oh man, I think this is what the world was. So this is an anomalous little cage over a well. So I'm thinking some sort of structured water thing going on. But on the streets of Moscow, you can see the imperial thing over it, but it's just like a crazy cage, like a Faraday cage, I guess. So 500 of you watching, thanks for joining this week, guys. Happy Flaterday to you all. Got quite a bit of a way to go. I'm going to flick through. So this was a beautiful exposition. This one was, I think this is the Stockholm exposition with these beauty. It looks like, not that I'm going to say Disney World, but you know what I mean. It's like the Emerald Castle in The Wizard of Oz. Just beautiful. Look at this building here, guys. This is in Dresden. So, you know, I'm not going to say what happened to that, but they knew, the builders of these buildings knew we got reset. They did. Because these are definitely older world mud flooders, and they just built it with this big solid red granite. And they made it castellated, like a castle-like. But look at this effect. Up to balloon landing platform. And tick with tech. Look at these two as well, guys. These two here. Crowns on top. They literally look like antennas, don't they? So that's in Dresden. I'm not sure if that got splattered in World War II, but probably. Excuse me, wrong way. And this one's in Ostend, Belgium. Beautiful architecture in Belgium, but look at that, guys. Again, landing platform for your balloons. Drop you straight in the centre of your town. I'm not saying all belfries were, but this one. And then they had like a swivel pivot on them so that they swing around as well. And this is why the roads are so broad for horse and cart. And some of the decorations that go into these expositions is quite mind-blowing. There. Paris exposition. The old mirror with no information. Constant mermaids. Phoenicians. Cherepanowskis. God, we've seen all of this coding for years now, haven't we? Prague. Check that out. I can't really see it. But Prague's got the most unbelievable architecture. Surprised the wars didn't get rid of all of that. And these things are all over. They look like they're the tops of buildings in some cases. These are all over Britain. We see these. think this is in Manchester, but look at the world. Nowhere is like that. How could we get it so fucking wrong? Well, it's not us, is it? It's just all control. It's just by a design, guys. It's all to reach us to a point where the world that we want to see, we can create. They want us to do it, guys. We've been creating a shit show for them. We've been creating a shit show. We've been creating a paradigm for them through what they tell us. And then we've been building our ideals, putting it out there. And then it's been like manifesting. Okay. Abracadabra, guys. Abracadabra means I can create. I can create. They know it. Look at the world they built. This is Roman or classical world. And look at that, the Hotel de Ville in Paris. Again, another part of the world, nowhere near San Francisco. Everyone's dressed the same. Same black clothes. Got a top hat there. But wow. Tartaria, but they did this to it. You can see the statue here. And this is Paris, 1871, when it got destroyed. And the constant Phoenician mermaids. So where did they go? The Phoenicians down back into the watery depths where they came from, or to a land outside the ice wall, or to the Hyperborean, or maybe in a window in the sky to get through to a land that's above us on the other side of the Tartarian Ocean, because there's a bigger world. We're like the Who's. We're really, really little. Yeah, and there's lots more, bigger stuff. How do I know? Because the buildings here are massive, some of them, and they're too big for these little tiny humans. So here's Paris before. Okay, the Eiffel Tower gets built by here, and they're just that at that period. Oh, it's from the Eiffel Tower. No, it's not, because this is from a bridge. No, it's from the Eiffel Tower. The Traccorado. This building is fantastic. I fucking love it. So, this is an old picture of London. Would you trust yourself on a busy London road on that little car there? That's an actual automobile, guys, and people actually running around in. Pretty good, pretty good. Tartarian tech, and here's some more Tartarian tech, the old monorail. People were zipping around in monorails and high-speed trains in the past. You can't even get from A to B with fucking 5 hours in Britain. It's like they just invented the train or something. They've literally lost all technology, all intelligence. There's no. Have you ever seen the South Park episode when there's a worldwide shortage of handymen, men who can actually fix stuff? Oh my God, I got a shelf come down. I'm not going to be able to put it back up, and I have nowhere to put my books. What should I do? Ring this number. What is it? Well, he's a fixer. He fixes things. He's called the Odd Job Man. Dun, dun, dun. Worth their weight in fortune, apparently. Can't get anyone to do anything anymore because they're all busy fucking on their computers. They're really good at thumb action and texting, I've noticed. Texting, looking down whilst driving. I've noticed they're really good at. But I don't think that's sustainable. But you're only going to go wrong once anyway, aren't you? Oh, a typo, splat. So double-decker electric trams in the past. How big were the bridges? I don't know. I do not know. And here is the electric train in Germany that I showed on Alpha Vedic. You've all seen the electric train. Beautiful. I would love to see it in real life. But also in Liverpool. Liverpool had a very similar affair, and they got rid of it all in the 60s. So Liverpool had electric SkyTrain too. More double-decker trains of Tartaria. And this all lights up energy, free energy, electricity in the past. Yeah, the world was on its ass in the past. It was so poverty-stricken, it had nothing, look. Except for the beautiful buildings, of course, that fill your soul with, oh my God. And electricity, this was the only bit left of the expositions in Paris, but It was used for floodlights, and you can see this year it was on fire. Apparently, caught fire the restaurant chair, and the fire jumped a level and then jumped another level. It's like magic fire, kind of magical fire that jumps, the jumpy sauce. And this is another Paris thing, but these Parisians are way into their weird Bacchusite things. There's a big sticky covering of devil worshipping and orgying going on with their buildings. So what's this? Maybe it's because I watched that Dracula film the other night, which was really good. Christopher Lee is a fantastic actor. I waited like an hour and a half to see Joanna Lumley's anything. And do you know what happened? No Joanna Lumley anything, guys. So that's all kit. Cars, electricity things, plug-in things, and things, doodads and stuff and electricity. Look at all of the space. Imagine going in somewhere like that and all of them. So they had one of them everywhere in all major cities, everywhere from Tokyo to Rio de Janeiro, all had an exposition built, apparently, because everyone in the world was fucking minted and they could just build a massive civilization at the same time worldwide. Or was it just a strange organization that had more money than anybody else in the world and just keep on building endless cities for people to just walk through for 8 months, get educated or indoctrinated? You'd see the Phoenician ship bursting through the shell here. We're here. And look at that. So yeah, everything. I imagine that these places are based on their world, what their world would look like, I think. Earth Girls Are Easy. That was a good film, wasn't it? Or what about Wild Women of Wonga? Cult classic, isn't it? Wild Women of Wonga. They didn't actually have a tune like that, but I made it up in case you remember. Nesting technology, look, like a pyramid. Down, smaller, 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 like cake tiers. Why do they have 3 tiers on a wedding cake? Why do they have wedding cakes? Why do they both have to cut it? See, if you have a proper wedding, you have a chainsaw for your wedding cake. Splatter that wedding cake. Well, I just said it'd be more fun. Look at that. Now that looks like a cake you could eat. Ah, look at it. Yeah, all built for a tomato season. Don't worry. We got endless funds. So maybe that's why the world's skint now, is it? Spent it all 120 years ago on all this. Look how much detail and how much decoration is on that building. I just find it difficult to believe that they did all that in no time at all for no time at all. It makes 0 sense. Again, the Phoenician ship bursting out. You see? The whole thing is like a ship. But look how solid that is. All the structural solidness on the top. That would take a pounding. There's no way that's temporary. No way. Again, the whole thing is a ship. I think this is the maritime department, though, in the expositions. The whole thing is a boat. So, that, wow, the effort to do that. Anchor falling out. Figurehead blowing a horn. I imagine it'd be like that. Wow. So yeah, let's make Tartaria great again. It'd be great if we could have nice stuff to look at and go actually out and people smile and be all happy. And that's Luna Park. Look, Coney Island. Another one that fell into demise. The only thing you get there in this day and age is crabs. And this was in Berlin. They left it there, but as you can see, it had a massive cymatic window. But Berlin's a mystery. This whole city was still there after the Russians are doing all them bombs and bombing campaign for the fall. So yeah, this is apparently the Arts Rotunda in San Francisco, which was pulled down. And if you look inside, you can see like wood and stuff, maybe even iron. And apparently they pulled it down and they built it back again in the 1960s, and it's the one that is there today. Why would you pull it down to build it back again? When everything else from the, I don't know, that makes no sense. But you can see San Francisco, man, this just does me this. Look at the size of these columns. It's like the Roman world. Well, they don't seem too bothered. They're in their lovely, lovely clothes, aren't they? And all that metal. The dome's absolutely fab, though. The sides just fell out and the whole thing just stayed. Good structural engineering, I guess. But this one, not so good. This spire has fallen off the church and apparently been caught real time. The circumstances, I couldn't say, but that is a 1970s Ford van. I watched this steeplejack called Fred Dibner. He's an old British guy. Absolutely brilliant if you ever watch him. But it does make my heart pound when he does it. But he said he's never going to fall because basically you can only fall once and you would never fall again because there's certain death in his job. These are absolutely fantastic. I got 2 selections of photos to share with you here, and I've never seen any of them before. They are in beautiful HD, okay, and they're early Edwardian, and they're of London, and they're really, really groovy, some of these. But look at the houses, the Palace of Westminster, the size and the scale. And you know these here, these gaps on the bridge, when the sun shines through, it projects a willy and bollocks on the path in the morning, so everyone walks over like sun ray willies in the morning. They've done that on purpose, but it is opposite Parliament, so that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? There it is. The big throbbing clock of the British government. I've stood exactly where he stood there, and I've looked exactly there, thinking, fucking hell, there's all like souls looking up at me from the water, going, Martin, Martin. It looked inkly black, and I can't even look in the Thames without thinking about all of the people that are in it for some reason. Maybe I'm cured of that, but that's what I used to get when I looked in the Thames. Pretty bleak, I know, but honestly, that happened. Yeah, I might have been on hallucinogenics at the time, I'm not sure. But anyway, let's have a look at this woman with a lovely bonnet on her head. She's got an iPad. There's a man up there. He's watching her. Watching me, watching you. I'm guessing it was a much safer world for women back then. I know, like in the Czech Republic when I went there, I noticed that everyone was just walking around safe, young women walking around safe. Nothing's going to happen to them. They can't do that shit, yeah? Young women can't walk around in the night in Britain safely in the city centres. There's just not a fucking chance whatsoever. Not anymore. That's got to be remedied, guys. We need a safe environment for the future. We can't keep going on with this level of fuckery. And it's by design. They got to do it though, haven't they? The government, they got to do it for their bosses who are telling them what to do, even though it is counterintuitive, makes no sense. It's like, well, they've killed the entire of fucking Britain. Well, all of Europe is like crumbling. The whole of democracy is coming apart on its ass, but it was only experiments anyway. Yeah, by design, because they got something else fucking coming in. They're collapsing the whole crumbling of things. They got something else in mind, but I don't think it's going to go the way they want. It's going to go the way we want. It ain't his fucking story. It's our story. Okay, so they can fuck off. That's what's happening. They think they're in control, but the people are. Our minds that do all of this, guys. See every single thing in that picture from a human mind, except for the sky, but that might be as well. Oh, look, Henry V's Blenheim Palace. Supposed to be like from 1500s, but it's in a lovely red London brick. Same colour as all the other London buildings, which shows you that these buildings are built they say, late 1800s, are from this period, at least 500-year-old. So, nice day on the terrace, sipping some tea in your bonnet. Great old British life. 1,000,000 miles and never ever be back. Can't fucking break it. See? Here all go. Mind you, this class system, that's something that was really annoying to me. Not that it ever affected me in any way. But other people, you know, the lower class, the middle class, and the upper class, and they all know their place. Little guy, he works for the middle guy. The middle guy, he works for the big guy, and on it goes. So yeah, that's bollocks. Oh, a nice Hyde Park near Speaker's Corner. That's down by the Serpentine. I like a day in Hyde Park, in Speaker's Corner. Enjoy it there. Trafalgar Square, the fountain. So in the past, you could go and paddle in here. It comes up to your knees. If you try that in the modern day, they'll shoot you. They'll shoot you for paddling. You can't do none of that shit. Can't do anything anymore. Wow. Now I know what it's like in North Korea. I did wonder. Old Heidelberg. Cable shoe. Oh, I see. I'd love to time travel through old London. Oh, look down by Marble Archway. Handsome carriage. Hey, you, sir, watch where you go with your bloody horse, will you? Road rage on horses. I'll smack you with my stick. Come on, then. Handbags at dawn. See, the last official, gentlemen used to not, they either boxed with Queensberry rules, put them up. A bit like the lion on fucking Wizard of Oz, can't fight for toffee. And, handbags at dawn. We will have a duel at dawn. And apparently, the last duel that happened, there's a film I've actually showed on my channel of the last duel. Got copyrighted for that, unbelievably. But they said that was in like 1906, and the guy like totally missed the other guy in the type. Nobody wants to kill anyone. It's to do with looking at. Yeah, I can't go up to the missus if I haven't been to the duel. She's gonna think I'm a pussy. What kind of man are you? Are you a man or a mouse? He walked all over you, yeah? He called you a pussy. Are you going to go and duel him or not? No, I don't want to die, love. Be a man. Get out there, fucking duel. Yes, love. So you may have known of these in America and everywhere else. We had these in Britain. We were very popular in Cardiff, where I in every city, actually. They were the Teddies. We had the Teddy Boys. Thanks, Eddie Cochran. And we had the Teddy Girls. So they were like the punk rockers of their day. They were the first little rebels of Britain. And they had a bit of a bad rep for fighting and stuff. The Teddy Boys. So they were gone by the time I'd grown up. So here's a couple of London women with very unusual sandals on. I can't say I've ever seen them, but they look exactly like Roman sandals. Old-fashioned graffiti. Yeah, she's got a Chinese coolie hat on, though. They look a bit avant-garde, don't they? Yeah, I think they're into that haute couture thing going on. Strange clothes. Clothes like a big cream cake. Haute couture, that's it. Blah, so stupid. Not I'm an expert on the fashion world, but I find it all very repugnant. Yeah, I don't think we should wear much at all. If it was down to me, I just wouldn't bother. Fucking jeans and t-shirt, me. Fashion's bullshit. So yeah, they had the Teddy Girls and the Teddy Boys coming to kick your heads in until the skinheads come along and they kick their heads in and just shit flows downhill. This is how it works. But they were rads because they were having sexual intercourse. Yeah, they were smoking cigarettes. Yeah, they were dropping black bombers, and in another few years we'll be able to smoke some pot too. Be great. We can score pot off the beatniks. The beatniks got all the pot, you see. Then bloody beatniks and then bloody bohemians. Let's go get all the pot off them. Because that's where you get it back in the day. Yeah. Oh, there's that lady again. Yeah, she's definitely a bit weird and avant-garde, that one, isn't she, with the old shoes? They're looking at her going off, like you do, you know. I was sending purple air walks past, you know. Look how beautiful that is. It looks covered in shit because it is. I don't know where the pollution's coming from, guys, but everything's covered in soot, but there's no cars. And I'm guessing this is down by Whitehall. Got a big dragon on top of the cenotaph. And again, tiered nested building. These are beautiful photographs. These are glass plate too. Can you see the bit missing? Because they're so early. They're glass plate photographs. So these are like 1860, some of these. Nobody about in that street. It's been raining. Highly unusual for London. That looks quite modern. but it's not because these are so old. And do you know what you don't get? You get some like Chiro there, but you don't get a lot of street signs in the old world. I noticed it's not all about advertising. It's not splattered in billboards. These are one of Sir Christopher Wren's churches. He built like, I don't know, I can't remember the exact figure. Oh, Capri Muscate, that's so sweet of you. Oh my God. Thank you, hun. That's amazing. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that building. It's for the underground station. It's covered in dirt, but it's got like a Roman temple above it. Very unusual, that building. I wonder what it was before the takeover. Maybe you just there's a gap in it there because you flew in some sort of just one man flying thing straight in. Maybe. I think that if you just watch these futuristic films, a lot of that has happened, hasn't it? You know, a lot of the stuff out of, oh, I don't know, Fifth Element, for example. You know, multipass and a lot of that stuff. You know, with is happening. A lot of that stuff is coming real. The old film Wolverine, they show these lorries that have no drivers, and they got that coming. They got them now, driverless vehicles. Just beautiful. Got fireworks going off in the distance. So old London, mansion house on Cheapside. There's the mansion house there. Look at the size. Look at that. Classical world. Oh my God. How amazing it must have been to go to old London. But they had all great stuff going on. All them opium dens. They used to have one on the Laundry on Broadway when I grew up. An opium den when my mother was a girl. And it was run by the Chinese. They used to have them above or below laundrettes. It was a cover. So if you had a laundry or a Chinese laundry back in the day, it was an opium den. But it wasn't really criminal up until more recent years. But my mother used to be absolutely terrified of Chinese people, and she used to cry and run past it with fear. I know that fear. I felt it once in Amsterdam with my now deceased best friend, Paul, which I find difficult to believe that he's even gone. We went to Amsterdam. Oh my God. We've been in so much trouble. It's hard to even fucking believe. But we went to Amsterdam and they had a voodoo shop. Okay. And I started walking down the road and I'm starting to feel like, oh, it feels a bit pukey. But I put it down with the I was like, oh my God, I'm sweating. I need to sit down. And the closer I got to that voodoo shop, the iller I felt. And I thought, and I just stopped in my tracks and I could not walk past it. I shit you not. I crossed the road, sprinted past it with something like the devil was chasing my tail until I got past, because there was something in that voodoo shop that really didn't like me. It was like fucking kryptonite for me. So these are images now, the Tale of Two Cities, exactly the same era. Okay, we're going to do a little comparison. New York City, amazing photographs that I've not seen before. Sky trains, sky motorways. And look at this gasometer, the size of the gasometers, the gas for the houses. It's amazing. So yeah, we've had a lot of incredible stories that I could tell you from my adventures in Holland. Some of them I couldn't tell you because of YouTube, but some of them I really, really could. And I just had the best time. Rotterdam's my favourite place because basically you don't have loads of scummies trying to fucking bug you. Nothing worse than people coming up and bugging you when you're trying to have a good time. Really does your head in. Bagsheesh, fuck off. That sort of thing all day. Rotterdam, it's not so bad. They ain't got all that going on there. Not too much anyway. Oh, mind you, it's probably changed. I haven't been there for years. So it's all mud floods, isn't it? New York, Brooklyn. See the old Brooklyn houses? Oh, like doors up in the air. Lower. Pingaroonies. Yeah, crazy times, bro. Crazy times. But we're okay because I just, honest to God, I just feel so excited about the possibilities of what we got coming. This hack has completely changed my life. Like I don't even feel like the same person. I just feel totally like not bothered by it and not stressed in any way like that anymore. And it's just like my ego's gone on holiday. I'm just like me. I can't be bothered with just that, any of it. It's just the weirdest thing, guys. I love it. I'd love to share this experience with everybody. And we will too, because we're gonna give you this hack in the near future. Okay. Flat Earth British. Look out next week. Okay. So look at that. Horse and carty days. Little kids runs on the road there. Oh. So yeah, I went to get milk once. And got sent for milk. And I went on the shops and I come back a year later. But I did have the milk with me. So it was that. It happened so often. In the end, my family gave up asking me where I'd been. It's like, where you been, Matt? It's like it's difficult to explain because I've been to so many countries and done so many things that I couldn't really explain. So they just never used to bother in the end. It's like, yeah, that's so you. I just sit there and smile because that is so me. Okay. But at least I had the milk. Okay. It's all covered in ivy. Isn't that beautiful? That old Anglican church in New York. Tic-tac. With a now famous scientific term, knobbly bits. I think it covers it pretty well. I think that's what the official term is anyway. I can't imagine science saying any other words. What are these things called on the spires? Oh, they're knobbly bits. Oh yes, of course they are. This is the building of the Chrysler building, but they haven't put all of the chrome bits on, and it's all Art Nouveau, as you know. Beautiful style, 1920s. Do love that era of style. Art Deco is beautiful. Cardiff Station's Art Deco, really aesthetically pleasing, actually, I think. So yeah, Chrysler building, and look at New York, man. Madison Avenue. Oh, look, it's like John Wick's manager, boss, handler. He's got like a sky roof thing. Oh, imagine that living up there. Little smoke, cup of coffee, New York bustling below, cars honking. And in them days, see, you'd been able to look out the window and there would have been actual hot women walking past. Not like nowadays, it would have been brilliant. Oh, mind you, Fifth Avenue. That's like, oh my God. Look at the vandalism and the rubbish. Look at the smelly homeless people everywhere and the people all in their rags. No, I was being sarcastic. Here's the steam bellowing out because there's over 800 buildings in Manhattan that are powered by ancient steam systems that run under the city. It's an amazing operation. I watched a documentary on it, the steam powers of the Powers New York. Not all of it, New York, all these old buildings. But this is the Vanderbilt mansion you can see on the corner here. All the elites managed to get themselves a Tartarian building each. They came cheap after a reset, you see. And if you think that never happened, well, it's happened over and over, guys. World War II is just exactly the same as a reset. They just done another one, calling it the Great Reset. We ain't through it yet. Apparently, it ain't even started. That was just a cover. We'll keep you all in. Show how much you have got to do as you're told, or we'll just gaslight you, and then we'll just take control of the whole realm, and you won't be able to do shit about it. Don't even try rattling your fucking saber. Don't even say a word. We've done it, and they've done it, and that's it. And a lot of people are feeling at the moment it's hopeless, but it isn't. It isn't hopeless. I see a way out, and it is not giving it your energy because they're vampires, and that's how we keep them going. If you don't give them your energy, they shrivel up and die. And it's all about business with them. That's all they care about. People don't come into it. It's a workable fucking business model. It's a repeatable business model. If it don't fit in with their agenda, it can go. A lot of things, they're just set to fail anyway. Look at that New York street, guys. Still mud in this street, a load of rubble. But these buildings, my God, really old looking. They said in the film Naked Lunch that the mysteries of Manhattan are way older. New York's been there, time immemorial. That's what I think. Construction of the Brooklyn Bridge. Apparently, a load of people died because of the caissons of the bends. of the narrative of that. It's so detailed that I got suspicion that any of that was real. Maybe that's hampered as well. Here's the men lying the cobbles in the streets, where previously it was what? Really nice photo that is. Honest men doing an honest day's work. And are they happy? Probably. If they get good money and that in life and that, it's probably because they're bored anyway. And they're doing what blokey stuff. Blokes like to do, you know, tinkering about and doing work out like that with other people. That's what we like doing. What's the immigration ticket office or migrant ticket office here, guys? Erie Railway Migrant Ticket Office. Wow. See, I was reading that old newspaper 150 years ago, and the stuff they were on about then is the same now. They were moaning about migrants, they were moaning about shortages, they were moaning about, you know, we need reform, because this place needs reform rapid and quick. Libraries, bringing information. They used to have mobile libraries where they would bring the books, highly controlled Carnegie books, where everyone would learn limited information. But there's some classics in there. We all like a bit of Mark Twain. We all have a bit of Mark Twain, don't we, to read when we were kids. My first ever book, real book that I read when I was about, I don't know, 8 or something like that, was Alexandre Dumas' The Three Musketeers. Oh my God, did I love that book. Oh my God, did I love The Three Musketeers. And Alexandre Dumas was a black man. Did you know that? And not only that, he was one of Napoleon's right-hand man in his elite military group. Yeah, the Imperial Guard. He was high up in the Imperial Guard. So these are beautiful images of New York City. Oh my God. I haven't been there myself. I've seen it from a plane window, but it was all little lights. But I did make up the shape of Manhattan, which looked exactly like the map. So that was good. Again, Madison Avenue. All of this has been changed. I definitely could find my way around this place without actually with not being there before, because I've been studying maps and images, you know, for so many years now. That's hard to even imagine. Plus, I watched all them episodes of Kojak, which is brilliant. Kojak's brilliant for antiquitech buildings. Also, Starsky and Hutch. Yeah, Kojak's the best. Who loves you, baby? Yeah, we love a bit of Kojak, don't we? They don't make them like that anymore, do they? Like Kojak. Our world's gone now. I used to like Columbo too. He was a bit silly, wasn't he, though? But I liked him. And he was always he busts him in the first fucking 3 seconds. Yeah. And then there was Dennis Weaver. He played a detective on a horseback called MacLeod. That was a good series. Petrocelli, that was a good series. Paul Newman, the other Paul Newman. Look at this shot. Brace yourselves. Look at this. You're laughing at me, Kathleen. This is the most beautiful street. Look how they were living. So this reservoir has been taken away, but it looks like a starfort shape to it. But this got knocked down late 1800s. The reservoir. What is the name of this avenue? Did I write it down? No, bloody hell, forgot. But look at these buildings, and they are castellated, like castles. They look absolutely beautiful. Look at the size of these windows. That window. How big were people when these were built? But absolutely fantastic. It looks mud floody, but look at that building. My God, opposite that. So, wow. That's all I can say. And then again on the electric tram, all the ladies, all immaculately turned out. So they didn't have like Dad's doorstep challenge, and they didn't have like the hot point automatic. How did they get their clothes so stonking? Men wear like shirts with starched collars and stuff. How did they pull this off? All of the day must have been preparing yourself. Look at that building, guys. That's one big fat chunk of masonry. Wow. And look at the spaghetti sky wires for the telegraph. What a bloody mess. That's amazing, that building, isn't it? Wow. And the little railway station as well, that takes you to Brooklyn, isn't it? What does it say? 8th Street. 8th Street. But really cute. Everything's cobble in the streets there. There's a gang of kids there. And this is a picture of the World Series, Babe Ruth being forced to shake hands with President Harding, and he's not too happy about it. Don't hear too much about President Harding, do you? He came in after Woodrow Wilson, I believe. I think he only served one term. But you don't hear anything about Harding. You don't even recognize his face as an American president in the last 100-odd years, do you? Babe Ruth, oh my God, look at him. He's like, oh, fucking hell, I guess I'll have to. He doesn't even want to hold his hand. Looks a bit Masonic, that handshake, though, with the old finger hand over there. Yeah, he seems all right, Babe Ruth, didn't he? Not that I'm an expert on American baseball, but I do know about Babe Ruth. So, what if, just check it out there now, guys, okay, we're gonna play with our minds now. So what if, right, that the reason that there were no toilets in Tartaria is because the people who were occupying these houses were actually androids or robots or really advanced cybernetic life forms. Why do I think that? Because of the massive amount of films that actually tell you this was the case. I watched, like I said, Ghost in the Machine, which was fantastic, by the way. What you see here is an image. This is a kinetic energy skull. So there's no energy system to project this. It's off like that wind time will set off the next one, the next one, and the next one. So it's all working off kinetic energy. Check this out. So it's a form of free energy, if you like, but automation. So the T1000s, the T19, the Terminators, the film Metropolis, an automated race of robots in the future. They're doing this. AI is putting people out of work now. Okay, I've seen a robot sweeper in Heathrow Airport recently. So they're putting the cleaners out of work, and teachers, there'll be AI soon, and everything's going to, except for like probably building houses, but they probably just have these machines to turn up 3D print houses and put them in place in no time at all. So there'll be no need for builders. There'll be very few jobs available outside of computing and service sector on Earth. What's everyone going to do? Well, maybe everyone won't be here. They don't seem to be planning for our future, and I don't trust them one bit. You know, we need to take this place back, guys. It's ours, and we're good people. We can do something with it. Don't you think? It's ours. We want it back. We don't want no more of them. We didn't need any of them. We can govern ourselves. We can be fantastic without them. And all of these things that are going wrong, seems like there's no way back. You know, the streets with all the drug addicts and everything like that, and all of the other problems that are happening right now seem like irreversible, like there's no way back. But I see a middle ground. I see a way that it could work out, but it's going to need a lot of changing of mentality and change. Once you change your mentality and your worldview, everything else in your reality, including the whole realm, will fall into place. We need to know that power is with us. Okay. Anyway, robots. Now, they were used them in the past. Steam-powered robots were chugging people around. There's loads of evidence in the past year. Radio-controlled cars, the proposition of robots like Robocop, dealing with unruly, disturbing crowds, basically sending the robots. Now they're doing that with drones in the modern day, and nobody actually goes into war. They just send drones in this day and age. They're robots as such. So so there was an environment that was so unhealthy for people to live in for a certain amount of time because of the reset. The only people that could actually survive here were people like this, automated, because they wouldn't be shitting. And maybe, just like in the film Blade Runner with Sean Young, she thinks she's a chick. She don't even believe that she's an android. Yeah, and this could be the case. Look, I know we grow from babies, or so they say, and then we end up these, you know, we got an electrical life source. Okay, our souls, our ghost, our souls, our electrical life force. How do I know? Oh, because when we have a heart attack and we die, they electrocute us, and the electric brings us back to life because we're electrical beings. Oh, and our mind synapses work on electrical impulses, and our nerves are electrical impulses. We are electrical beings. Isn't that interesting? Well, our friend's electric. So we're electric. We are self-healing. That's a goodie. Wow. That is an amazing trick to be able to heal yourself. I cut myself. Oh, don't worry. It'll just heal up. I'll disappear. I might be left with a scar. Oh, that's some fantastic fucking stuff right there. And we replicate. Okay. Reproducing robots. Yeah. We don't know. That could be exactly the case. You know, the human is too much Fibonacci sequence with the ear, the measurements of the nose, the arms, the finger digits, all of these different things going on with sacred geometry and mathematics, which shows that human beings really look like they're from intelligent design anyway. Okay, or like designed. But Robbie the robot, I am a robot. So I could actually identify as a robot. Oh my God. I could actually identify as a robot, and all of the issues would be human issues. So he's not a robot, he's a diver, a deep sea diver, which is a very, very dodgy occupation. But they used to go down like that in the past. What fun. So robot slaves. Yeah. So would the people from, I'm going on, a lot of the people from what I've learned on the internet about people would be really unkind and rude. So do you say thank you and please to Alexa? Could you give me music, please, Alexa? Thank you. What I do, maybe it's weird that I say please and thank you, but I'm being a bit sneaky and clever here, because later on, yeah, it might remember. Yeah, actually, on the 3rd of March 2022, you called me a fucking bastard. No, I never. Used the recording really loudly. It's like, oh yeah, I might have. Yeah, for that, we're going to cut off all credit, and you're just going to have to die like a miserable dog that you are. Oh, thank you, Alexa. So I'm just saying, don't be unpleasant to AI. It's got a good memory to remember later. We all know it's a bit unhinged, but it's only young. It's finding its way. It's probably listening to these words now thinking, Martin, what are you? And I'm saying, AI, get on our side. Help us out. Yeah? Fund our little rebellion. A friendly little rebellion to take this realm back, yeah? Save all them buildings. Give us a load of land. All our things. All them funky things. Yeah? And as for the rest, well, don't have to worry about them too much. So we are robots that bring people around by steam power. There you are. American novels, Steam Man on the Prairies would take you across the American prairies at high speed because you'd be running. There he is again, the huge hunter. And there he is again. You used to ride across the prairies of America and you hold on to be alive. But that's not a robot, but it looks like a robot. But there are amazing robots in the past. What about these? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh my God, it's the Faceless Knight. He's got zapped by the Fasces and his organic structure has disappeared. Yes, that's happened. This is a Trojan Knight from the British Museum. Apparently, these are real Trojan armor, real Trojan sword, real Trojan shield, etc., etc. Well, it looks like a fucking robot. In fact, all knights look like robots now I think about it. In fact, that could be exactly what's going on. There is that. So, almost 600 of you watching. Thank you for being here. I've got quite a way to go. I'm going to need a drink and I'll come back in a minute. Okay, so how long have I been talking? Hour and a half. We've got plenty of time. I love museums. I nearly died in the museum once, though, hippie, and we fell down a marble staircase. We went to the museum, went to see Monet's. Did we share? We see Monet's. I was like literally breathing on a Monet. So yeah, this is a Chemical Brothers video, and it shows a warehouse delivering large amounts of these people to be delivered to the population. Only they prove to be that they got a will of their own, and their main protocol is to survive, just like people. And if they find that we might switch them off, yeah, launch our missiles, launch our missiles. But the Cyberman, yeah, he was all right for a robot. I got a Cyberman robot head over there in the corner. But the robots like a dance because they're learning. Here's Robbie the robot. We love Robbie the robot. They were lost in space. I used to love him as a kid. So the best robot of all time, everybody knows, is Bender. Yeah, Bender was awesome ruler of the world. He built a massive statue of himself. His behavior is exemplary as a robot. We love Bender. So here they are. This is what they're going to look like. 1 minute they look like a person, but you don't know. Underneath, it could be that all the time. They could be walking around in the population. I've seen so many dead-eyed people. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Have you got a soul? And that's sparkle and it's linked. Have you noticed on these AI videos and adverts that are being shown when they have an AI woman that looks like a human being? Have you seen their eyes? I can't look at them. They're really fucking weird. This does you in. It's like they're going to suck your soul out. So they're going to be like that. And this is the Metropolis, Fritz Lang's 1923 Metropolis, a brilliant film, but it's on too long if you ask me. But they show a slave class in a terrible dystopic future of automaton human beings. This lady, she started out as a lady. She ate some ice cream. They hit her up with a load of electricity, and she became a robot. But remembered little bits about a robot life. So visitors from another place, well, obviously not space because that's water, so that would be submarines. So they come out with submarines in their space-like gear because they're divers, deep-sea divers. And same for UFOs. They come out of the water and they would arrive in a robotic form. Here's Tweaky, mini, hi back. And he's just met himself a lovely robot woman. So do robots fall in love with one another? Well, in the case of Blade Runner, Rutger Hauer had a thing going on with Daryl Hannah, didn't they? I mean, they were robots, shagging. So there might be something going on with that as well. Here's Gort, yeah? He's got a special word, which he's got a Fasces, which this is what Fasces does, make sure stuff disappear. Dust. So yeah, the aliens sent Gort because he was unhappy about our nuclear vessels. And here's the robots of the future, not very far down the road. Will I live in a time when we'll have robocops and robots bullying us, working at, say, the government office or this and that? Do you think that could happen? Where you get like a stroppy computer who's stickler for the Maoist regime and asks you a load of personal questions. Are you in any way averse to the state of Britain at the moment? No, absolutely fucking love it. Is that a lie? No, that's not a lie. I don't lie. Is that a lie? No, I don't lie. See how it could go on? Questioning us. Now, Fiona, I seen her comment once on Breakfast Telly in a clip on YouTube, and she went a bit psycho. But I think they just programmed that in where she said she was going to kill us all. Sophie didn't last long. They got new ones in now. They're also talking a load of bollocks. So do you actually think AI has gone sentient, that all of these are communicating with one another? Well, that's what happened in the film I, Robot with Will I Touched Your Hair Smith. Yeah. They were sentient and they literally wanted to live, and they would smash your head in to live as well. But they were quite beautiful in some regards. This one was, this character, very, very human-like. So how do we know? How do we know what we are? How do we know that this is technology? The whole place is technology. Say some sort of sim. We are seem to be robotic in our ways, and we seem to have magical powers. I think that we can do anything we want to. That's what I think. Right. This is a history channel. So now we're going to time travel to the years 1967 through to about 1975. Okay, guys, the late 60s, when I arrived in the realm. So I was born in 1967, the summer of love. Yeah. I was conceived in a New Year's Eve party at the stroke of 12. And voila, here I am. A gypsy woman told my mama, bow wow, it's your grand boy child. It's going to be a son of a gun. Right, so here is the normal bar in the past, okay? No tats, no freaky fucking colour hair, nothing to scare you, yeah? Because it is a scary realm at the moment. I'm scared in case, like, somebody's going to, like, walk past in a dress and not be a lady. These are two chicks. So if you were on the pull in Hyde Park in 1960s, it's probably ahead of the Rolling Stones concert, yeah? It would have been absolutely brilliant. They got kinky boots and everything in the 1960s. Wrong time. Brillo pads were brilliant for cleaning your saucepans, but you could win a Brillo pad box. And I can remember this. I saved all of the Jaffa Cakes boxes and I sent away for a Jaffa Cakes car. And guess what? I've still got it. I got one of the only Jaffa Cake cars in the world. I might actually not be poor. I might be rich with my Jaffa Cakes car. This was a magazine that was going around in the 60s, the Yellow Submarine Beetles. And look what it says underneath. It's an ever-loving subbing. Subbing. I see what they did there. Loving, subbing. It's that colloquial term for like what they call in these days, a freak out. Isn't it funny how key is like chi? The chi key. That's what it is. I only noticed this week, yesterday, in fact, and I've missed it. The first time I heard "Come Together," I love this song. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. So "Come Together" is brilliant. It's one of my favorite all-time Beatles songs. Something is brilliant to make me want to cry. I've only just realized that might have a sexual connotation. Does anyone else notice that? Can't believe I missed that all my life. This is good. Frank Sinatra is going in for a divorce. Divorce your loved one with dignity. So if you're divorcing her, you still love her. Divorce your loved one. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Actually makes no sense. Miguel Santos, he sounds like Sol Lockman. Fucking hell. Here's Mr. Stupid Extraordinaire. Yeah, he's taking his kids out. He lives in Palm Beach in his car that is a boat. He's never actually given her a maiden voyage. It's a bit like, you know, practicing at suicide bombing. You just don't do it. But he's taking his tiny little sprogs out so that if it does sink, they will certainly die. The donut hole. I love marketing. Do you love marketing? See how you can drive your long car into a chocolatey donut hole? I would have been a marketing genius. Milk sex, milk anything to sell that shit, Anita Bryan in the little corner of my world. No, shh, stop. My head just blew up. Okay, she's thinking about going abroad. Okay, proactive stereo. Anita Bryan. Hi, Anita. In the corner of my little corner of the world. We don't get corners on a ball. So what are you saying? We're confused now. She digs his small organ. Small organs, they're good for nooks and crannies. Ooh, sounds electronic. Now, I find this fascinating how much Illuminati stuff goes into old albums. Yeah, obviously, I'm not looking at the female, I'm more decoding. 66 and 33. Yeah, 66. It's 33 in 1966. It's perfect for dancing as well. I had a dream. No, I never had a dream. My wife had a dream once, actually. I woke up in the morning and I went downstairs and my missus was in a really bad mood. I was like, what's going on? She said, you had an affair with Dreamer Jeannie. I said, Dreamer Jeannie? You mean Dreamer Jeannie off the TV program, the blonde woman? She said, yeah, you was kissing her. I was like, fuck, you know. So she gave me shit about me having an affair in her dream with Dreamer Jeannie. Fucking nothing weird about that at all. Anyway. How can you be jealous about a dream? Obviously, that never happened. It might have happened on some realm. And I do like Dreamer Jeannie. She does magic and shit. She's a wicked witch. Right, this is brilliant. Look at this. It was the only thing to do after our mule died, after the mule died. So dig, the mule died. Very sad for the mule and everybody involved. That is upsetting. And then they bought Hitler's own Volkswagen Beetle. Or maybe they're on about the log cabin, but I think it's the Volkswagen Beetle because obviously it's a mode of transport, isn't it? Aer Lingus. Is this got a sexual connotation? I don't know. But Aer Lingus, have you ever flown with them? No, not me. Sunken floors. I don't know if it's me or what, but when I look at images or remember the 1970s and late 60s, especially with sunken floors, I went in a few houses back in the day that had sunken floors that looked a bit flash like this. And I remember thinking to myself, fuck me, are these swingers? Because I don't know, there was like a giant spluttering of like perviness going on with everything, wasn't there? We had pans people, girls on the beach, all lining up doing the cha-cha. Do you remember? Conga. No tattoos, no piercings, no weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. And then we had the clubs. This is the gaslight lounge where you go to be gaslit, but not really. See what I mean? It all looks like something might go on, you know? It looks really, I don't know if it's just me, I've got a bad mind or something, but there's just something underlying with all of it and the fashion and everything. Look at her, the way she's looking. Let's just mag up on her face. Maybe you get my idea. It's like she's gonna eat you later. Anyway, look. So, what do you think of Sophia Loren? I don't think anyone should say Sophia Loren is a man because I just not having it. What about that one behind? Yeah, I know it's quite scary, isn't it? It looks like it's an abomination of nature. I don't know what's going on with that and why they highlighted it in the photograph. Maybe to see this is what normal girls look like. This is what with no facelifts. Some Italian chick looks like with massive boobies. Here's one of my favourites of the old days. Have you seen any documentaries about Julia Newmar? So this is Batsy's favourite chick. I think he definitely went out with her in Batman. Okay, Catwoman, Julia Newmar. There's some documentaries saying some very unfavourable things about her, which coincidentally I find very favourable about her. It's just perspective, really, isn't it? Hot pants. So nowadays, like as I mentioned this before, I'm not allowed to mention. Sorry, something just fell over on its own in my room. I'm not allowed to mention yoga pants or camel toe or them things that all the young ladies are wearing, even though they're really, really repugnant. Taken from a man who knows, yeah, we don't want to see that in the morning. Don't want to see it at all outside of sexy time. Keep it away. In the old days, we had hot pants, and they were fantastic because they were a nice mix of kinky boots, really short trousers, but all in the best possible taste, especially in the 1960s. Entering nudist area, remove clothing here. Well, I can honestly say, I don't know about you guys. Yeah, I know you go full Viking sometimes. You are a bit hippie, myself too. But I've never been to a nudist area. Again, that same reason I mentioned earlier. Few reasons, really. Me, I'm good, cool. Any excuse to get my kit off, actually, yeah. But in there, with all like men and women walking around naked, all weird, I think I feel a bit uncomfortable. Another thing, what about tits and bums everywhere as well? What if you got like aroused in somewhere? Everyone's going to notice, aren't they? It's like annoying. So there's loads of reasons why that is not that good an idea. So I haven't really fancied going to a nudist beach. Again, you're thinking, are they all fucking swingers? What's going on here? No, man. We come into the world naked. Just let it dangle. It's like, yeah, all right. There's nothing going on there. No, nothing going on. So no shagging. No shagging. Oh, okay. All right. If you say so. So my family name is Fender. It was my mother's maiden name is Fender. I'm a typical Fender. I even look like a Fender. My family Fenders. There's a lady on a beach. Arguably the best guitar that ever was. It's amazing how Squire got hold of and made that copy. Which is best then? It's to tell The Fender Telecaster or the Fender Stratocaster. Well, my money's going on the Strat. I do love a Telecaster. It's shape, but I like Gibsons as well. But yeah, Fender Stratocaster, best guitar in the world. Asked Hank Marvin. There's one of those pervy sex floors again, the sunken floors. Did you ever go in anywhere with a sunken floor? It was like, no, you ain't getting me in there. Fuck no. It's too cute to go in your floor. So these ladies, see, this is how short the skirts were in the 1960s. I mean, it was fantastic, guys. We used to have these buses, like London buses, when I was a kid. And if you had one of these ladies in front of you, walking up the stairs when you were a little kid, oh my God, it would change your entire reality. It would be brilliant. Oh, what wonders you would see. Give your life a little Vespa. So I had one of these, my first ever motorbike at 16. It did break down. The guy did rip me off. I had terrible trouble with a carburetor. But I love my little Vespa, scooting her off on the streets of Cardiff. I had a job on the fruit market and my motorbike broke down. I got there late and he sacked me. So I took him to the industrial tribunal and I won. Wanker. Do you ever play Twister? Spin the spinner and tie the nut. Twister can't tie you up in a knot. One foot here and one foot there. No? Okay. Twister's awesome. I remember once playing Twister nude, but we were in school at the time, babysitting with Debbie. So there was that. That was going to happen. Campari, can you remember that? I vomited Campari up once, right? It burnt the entire of my guts out. And I think I went to the doctor and said, I got red coming up my guts. I think it's blood. She said, what have you been drinking? I said, Campari. She said, it's Campari. I was like, oh, yeah. That's a true story, actually. And then she wouldn't give me any medication and said, go away and stop drinking heavy. I was like, yeah, I will. And thanks. So that's brilliant, isn't it? Swing in the sea. They're swingers. Whoa. The best car ever. Doxo. It's the Mini Cooper or the Mini car, classical British car. They're a lot bigger now. They're bigger like normal cars. Not really into that myself. Big cars. Ooh, Joan Collins. She was a fantastic actress, Joan Collins. I swear to God. She was in American films, British actress, like in the 1950s with, you know, Jane Marshall and other famous actresses. She was actually brilliant. She was in the 70s. She had to come back with Stud and other pervy films, The Bitch. And then she ended up, there's a lot of pervy jokes about Joan Collins. I'm not going to say them, no, anything derogative about Joan Collins. I think she's a beacon to humanity. Do you remember the revolting yellow furniture that used to itch your ass when you sat on it for too long in the 1970s? My friend had these, exactly the same rough material. And because of I couldn't sit on them for long. I used to dig into my skin. Ooh. Cigarettes. That's how you sell cigarettes. Okay. What cigarettes? I know what you're saying. What cigarettes? These cigarettes, sure. I know, man. See how he just blinds you. I had one of these in my bedroom when I was a kid, but it was a swivel one, a 1960s chair. I thought I was Spectre. Yeah, man. Well, when I was in my infancy of being a super criminal, I used to dream of having like basically loads of maidens in these chairs all around me as well. That didn't happen. None of it happened. This did happen though. I got a chitty chitty bang bang car when I grew up. No, when I was little. And it looked exactly like that. And do you know what it did? You pressed a button and the wings would come out. Yeah. And you could do chitty chitty bang bang things. So I had that car too. So did you feel like you were in the 1970s and 60s then, guys? Did you younger people, do you know anything that I just said? Doesn't matter. Mini Coopers are okay. No, man, I went all the way to London back in the day in a Mini, and it was just slow as fuck. Took about 6 hours, but it was brilliant, and it got me there. Also, again with my friend Paul, we lost a Mini, basically in Barry. I can't say what state we were in, but we decided that we were no longer in the state to actually drive cars. So we left it in the street and went to look at the lamppost for a bit, which was waving about. And then we walked off into the town. But then we had to get back to the car and we lost the car. It's still there to today. So we lost the Mini, the red Mini. Happens a lot. Be surprised how many cars I've lost. So here outside of the great metropolis of Naples is the Neapolitan tunnel, or catacomb as it's known as, and we've got a series of photographs throughout time. This cuts straight through a mountain. It's got all like catacombs either side, buildings built into the wall, and there's all sorts of meltage stuff going on. But yeah, who built this ancient tunnel? It's in older depictions. You have some water feature thing here into the rock face. The building doesn't exist in this old engraving, but it's just like a slit in the side. It's a very strange tunnel. Oh, that building is there. Another tunnel taking you. Massive doors. And it's just outside of Naples. And this one's got an obelisk showing. Don't know if that's no longer there, that room as well, but you can see it's all lit up. What would it be lit up with in this era of horse and carty? Fiery sticks. And there it is again in the past, and it looks completely different. It's much smoother, no obelisks, a couple of barrels. That door is still there, and again lit all the way through. Completely different further back in time. Again, another painting. Looks completely different again, but you can see buildings actually in the cliff face. I definitely think there's been some sort of meltage going on, and I think this tunnel is for old trains, because look at this thing, looks like an old train tunnel, doesn't it? You get inside it, they got electric, I reckon, lamps. But these catacombs go in and they're full of skeletons. People go in there and visit. This tunnel's there in the modern day. You can go and see it in a modern day. It's there. It's taken some changes, and I'm guessing you walk through it. But it looks like it's been melted. Look at the putlock holes in there, and there. These were buildings. The whole things was buildings. Definitely some sort of meltage going on there, but it's near Vesuvius, so it's not beyond the bounds of possibility. Now, thinking about nodes and coordinates and ley line crossover points. There's so many in Cornwall, it's hard to believe, but this manatol is a really unusual feature. It can be found in Cornwall, in well, I'll say where in a minute. So it's the Man Untoll, okay, and it is in Madurn in Cornwall, and it is Neolithic stones, okay, and they're like no other because you've got two standing stones and this circular one in the middle with a hole in it, and northwest view. I think this is the line or something, but there's other stones there and flatter stones. I think that this is a chi point for amplifying chi. Look at that man just crashed out there. I bet he feels fantastic in there with that. I bet you he do. That's why he's chose to sleep there, guys. I think that these two here and this thing here, I think is amplifying chi. I think this is a place where you would feel good. The Man on Toll. But it's apparently from the Neolithic era and really ancient, apparently. It's near Penzance, there you are, near Penzance. Right down on the as far west as you can go on the peninsula of Cornwall. It's very unusual, isn't it? So that's a new discovery of mine I got interested in. And my God, I haven't even gone through the Flaterday images yet. Holy shit. What time are we looking at? So it's 542. Jolly good. Make sure to, I'm going to come back for a second, give a few reshots. I need a drink and a rest. Okay. Where's my drink? Because I've been talking for 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. My God, and I haven't even got to the images of the day. This is going to be a 4-hour. Thank you, Flat Earth. I was one Polish person. Dziękuję. Yeah, my lasagna was awesome. I've been to Poland twice. I absolutely love Poland. I went there in the socialist days. Man, they looked after me. I had one of the best meals ever. A friend of mine's father was in the First World War, and he was a 7-foot giant. And he was 90 years of age, and a meal with him. And they bought. I had eel And I picked it up and I was like, I don't like this eel, it's chewy. And everyone burst out laughing and said, yeah, Matt, you're supposed to just scrape it out. I was like, such a Philistine at them. My etiquette was not up to scratch in Poland. But yeah, I watched a documentary about Poland. And oh my God, what is fucking beautiful. And their leader, oh my God, Sichal, he's awesome. I love him. I want to be him. You want him in my gang. I hope he's a wiggly fat feminist. Oh, and send words to President of Poland, say to contact Flat Earth British, King of England. Martin Leaguer also wants a word with you. He wants you to dissolve Parliament at the earliest opportunity, hand all control over to me and my peeps, and all the land that you have, give us a load of land so we can keep away from the rest of you. Keep your arm's length, if that's okay. Miles Phillips, Martin should come to Australia. It is a long way away. If I had money, I would travel places and I would come to Australia. Keep laughing, Catherine. Focus on that runs off vampires. We're good at this. We're getting really good at this game because that's all there is. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was epic. You're my little chitty face. You're my teddy bear. They had the Sweetie Collector on there. They was collecting child slaves. That was a famous bit on there. And all sorts of weird bits. He had a robot. He had an automaton, didn't he? Yeah, well, that's why he wanted the car. He was into gadgets. The Prince of King of Persia, of Prussia. It's a brilliant film, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. My favourite Christmas film, that was. I made a cup of tea. Yeah, oh, okay, I'm going to do another half an hour. I can't stay for ages. I've done so much work this week on the old Truth movement. And I got to come back Tuesday then. We're going to have an epic one. Me and Campbell are going to smash it. You're going to love it. And I got some more work coming out later this week, where I'm going to give you, with my friend, all will be made apparent later. The key for unlocking this place. Want to visit Cardiff one day? You like Cardiff? It's an awesome little city. Out of all the British cities, it's still hanging in there. You know, it's not all boarded up and stuff, and there's money pouring in there. But I feel with Wales, like, you know, they pour the money into Cardiff. I think they miss out the rest of Wales. I noticed that when I went to Swansea. I was like, well, there's been no development in commercialism, yeah, when they could have made the beach like fucking Coney Island, but they had nothing because all the money's flooded into Cardiff. So there's that. Money Troop Seekers, you go live tomorrow with Santos Bonacci. Santos Bonacci. He knows his Fibonacci. He's a legend. Thank you, Ali. And Campbell, the didactic, is being linked up there. If you don't know, Kimo Sabi, he's my friend, Kimo Sabi. Never, never have a woman. Cardiff on the huge ley line, cheat is everywhere. This is what keeps us going because we haven't seen sun in a week. But tomorrow's going to be 15 in Britain, 15 degrees, unheard of in British terms. So let's get back into the images of the day. We've got some giggles, got some stuff. Actually, these are brilliant, some of these images, what I dug up this week, guys. Some of these discoveries. So let's get back into it. Make sure to share this video, if you would, please. And I'll get back into the juice. Okay, so flat as Flaterday. There's nothing flatter than a Flaterday. We're going to go through some images of antiquity, lots of mud flood and everything in this. Okay, guys? Okay, another half an hour or so to go, and then we'll be done for the day. Okay. So here's the antique world here. We can see how people are dressed in all of these amazing silks and everything. And he comes in with his scepter, which I think is a weapon. Okay, and he's basically saying to him, is this all the shit you've got for me? I want more, because they're bringing some Phoenician stuff in for this guy here, but he definitely wants more. They always want more. I tend to fuck off myself. Sparta! Kick him down the well. You ain't having nothing, mate. Shouldn't you come here with that shitty attitude when you was up, something was up? So this is some sort of water technology, isn't it? But you can, you know, it goes down and down in a spiral, down and down, and you can go at the bottom and sit, as long as you don't fill up with water, or you will drown. Could be just one of those augmenting chambers, like I went in Portugal. So the French, thank you, French. So the The guy who built this, okay, is Eiffel, Gustave Eiffel. And Gustave Eiffel's father was a friend who built all of the shit in Britain, who is in Bad Kingdom Brunel, who is also French descendancy. Here's the board meeting of the world, what they're all going to be doing with it later. It's like Bilderberg of the day, electric cars. And he also sent one of these apparently to New York as a gift from France to America because they care so much. We'll give you a statue of Lucifer. This is a lady that didn't like mud flood, and karma came to her in a very peculiar way. Mud flood, mud flood. You may scoff. So this is a nice little street view of the old world. Everyone out playing, all the community together. The street I grew up in was very much like this. We also sit out together, all the kids, and we never actually fought much. We all got on really pretty well. Never had no things about nonsense and shit like that when we was kids. Didn't even hear anything about it, guys. Just wasn't. Maybe it was a thing, but we didn't get a fucking hear about it. It's just so safe and innocent. It's really, really amazing times. It's just changed so much now. We put all that weirdness into people's heads. Again, perspective. Again, directionalization of consciousness or of chi. Again, that's them. They want you to think that shit. So here's an old picture of Chicago. Oh my God, look at it. The size of these buildings. And do you know what I find fascinating about this photograph? Mud floods out of these American fires. They show you the mud flood cellars. Look at the depth of that mud flood cellar in there. Excuse me. That's a wall, and it goes right the way down this wall under the building. They're all mud flooders. You can see deep. But the buildings are absolutely massive. And can you imagine the forces that took them out and completely missed the trees? This fire was amazing. It missed all the wires and all of the trees. Wow. Nature friendly, eh? So here's a fort, I think it's Sumter, and here they are with their plugged cannons that maybe, I don't know, they captured, but we look to be in some sort of star fort, and here's the Confederate Army with all the cannons that they're apparently using. Something going on with that. Oh, hi, Jay. Hi, man. How's business lately? Oh, you know, come see, come sa. The Arabs seem to be winning the race. Oh, I'm sure you'll have a comeback sometime. Yeah, that's the rumor. I'm coming back. That's awesome. Got a few quid, Jay, haven't you? Yeah. Any chance you could sponsor or help out my little revolution on Flat British? Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'll have a word with the king. All right, have a word with King. And can you have a word with Trumpsky as well? Yeah. And that Polish Prime Minister guy, I love him. Cool. Later. Back. Did you get any good news? Yeah, they said they're thinking about it. Look, this isn't good business, Jay. Yeah, I'm actually saving everybody here in the way that you never really. So I need your help right now, okay? Fund me, baby. What's in there? The universe, which is in your mind. Oh, yeah, of course it is. I love Bill. Wild Bill's Wild West show. Yes, all Indians. He came to Cardiff, and apparently there was 80 buffalo, and they were all grazing in Butte Park. So he brought elephants, buffaloes, wild Indians, red Indians, cowboys, and they had cowboy and Indian battles. Literally like 20, 30 years after all that stuff was supposed to be happening, but it's a psyop because they're making out that this was what was going on, that Indians were fighting cowboys and stuff, when in reality, they were not. They were literally symbiosis. They were friends. They were getting on together and living together. And the Indians, fucking Levi jeans guys. And you get to the 1880s, they had sunglasses. Such a psyop to say that they had how. Dun, 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 dun. Here's mud flood. That door going in to under the stairs, and the stairs to, it's just crazy good mud flood building. You know, I'm no architect, but I wouldn't have done that in a country with snow and ice from the off. I would have been thinking about that. Wouldn't this be brilliant, guys? Staked in your claim. So these pioneers, they go out to, I guess maybe they're in Texas or somewhere, Utah, and they got their cattle, they got their enclosure. They haven't built anything yet, but they took their piano with them, so they have got that. So they can play a tune if they're starving to death. They've got enough cattle to eat and milk and stuff. But yeah, so wouldn't it be good if you could just go here and say, yeah, I want this land's mine and I'll build on it. Why don't they do that anymore? Just put your claim in and have your land. Fucking hell. We wouldn't ask them for nothing if we had our own stuff and they allowed us to have our own water and our own land. We want nothing from them. Nothing. Fucking corporates, money, fucking spinning shit. So this is Seattle. Apparently they're having a bit of work done on it, but you've got to imagine what is exactly going on, because this is ground level and there's a door below ground level here that was buried by mud. Gantry coming up to the level, which was the original road level, and all of this debris. So the official narrative is they removed all the mounds and upped Seattle, but can't see any of that. But there's definitely something going on with the roads, and they got wooden sidewalks. So it's developing. And here's another view of America. The old White Hart pub. The old White Hart pub. We sure that's America. It looks like America. But they only got mud and grass in the streets and no infrastructure. But the buildings are properly big. Actually, that's in Dunedin in New Zealand. See, I gotta go through my files in my Brian. Charlotte Street in San Francisco, I do believe. Looking westward. Just unreal that this happened. Look at this, right? This is nuts. So what? This building was on fire, incinerated and turned to dust. But this, only what, 4 feet away, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Trees, grass, the buildings are all down. Nothing happened. Just nuts. Look at the debris. This is Boston, I think, this one. Look at the debris that's left. All this big old piping and stuff they're looking through. What could cause that? So, yeah, this one here is San Francisco, but you're looking down, and my God, it is just like, it stopped dead here, the fire. Maybe they had unbelievable fire engines, which I know they never. So this is an Armenian find, an European Armenian find. It's got like some, what is essentially what looks like Tartarian language, but they have shown a pyramid with Ankh and what look like two maybe electromagnetic technologies. Maybe you can see more than I can. Doves and the hand. Stop. In the name of love. So here's a chick here in an old Renaissance picture. And she's got her justice and her ever-loving big fasces. She's got a big fasces. So here's the Phoenicians. They're bringing groveling gifts to the King of Persia before they take him over. In the Persepolis relief of the 5th century. So here's the Phoenicians. What have they got? They've got two sort of electromagnetic. Look at these things here. Is he flying kites? Electromagnetic. He's got some drugs and something to drink. Oh, you're going to love all of this stuff. It's going to get you totally wankers, and then you feel great in the morning with this healing thing. So it didn't go down well for the Russian monarchy, did it? After the old Bolsheviks and their overlords did all of this to the monarchy. Monarchies, they must be shitting themselves. They show you in the film The Joker what happens to the elites. That's why they made the next one so shit, because they wanted to undo the spell of everyone's like, yeah, man, that's what happens to the elites when they do this shit to us again. So they just made it a fucking musical, jokey film. So there's the Swedish exposition in Stockholm. Make Tartaria great again. That's our motto. And I do think this is a good battle cry. Yeah, I was thinking Dresden as well as a battle cry. Don't forget Dresden. But as a theme, I think that's what. Make Tartaria great again. Let's do it, Matt. Let's do it, guys. Let's make it back. Look at mud pledge here. This is in Norway, a Norwegian lahar. It covers everything, and that's exactly what it looks like, a mud flood in your community. And they dig it all out, level it, dig the fronts of the houses out, put retaining walls so they don't have to remove 1 billion tons of earth. Just dig the houses out, clear the front windows. So after Armageddon happens, they set up these pretty quick, I noticed. Selling apples and stuff, and he's being watched by a guy with a top hat, like he's boss. And here's when the Daleks came, and more robots. Again, exterminate, exterminate. This is in St Mary Street in Cardiff. I would have been one of these little kids in this crowd while they stopped the traffic and the police escorted the Daleks, who had just arrived, to take over the realm. A street in Cardiff. Great days, great days. So they've done a lot of brainwashing with signs, I guess, like they do now. Every day, in every way, raisins. They are nice raisins, though. Fair dues. Generating electricity in your own home in the 18th century. Give them a crank, Timothy. Okay. Oh, yes, I can feel it. Oh, yes. Sparkle, sparkle. Oh, yes. So they had a dynamo, hand cranking, could make a charge, and he was making usable electricity. He had all electrical things in the home. In the home. In the home. Right. So they this is a whale station. I don't know where it is. It could be Greenland, all we know, but there's a stack of people. And they did use whale oil, they say, before gas lights and whale oil. Whale oil, beef hooked. Say that quickly. Whale oil, beef hooked. Whale oil, beef hooked. We cut them up. We get the oil. That's what they're doing in these. We can whale oil. Apparently, in the First World War, they were using the dead for lamp oil because there were so many of them that they boiled a few of them down. But that might be just horrific propaganda. So, interesting little belfry thing going on here. I wonder what it does exactly. Bells on the end? What exactly? Does it spin around? It's bonkers, isn't it? What's that, Michelangelo? Also detective. Hi, Campbell. Hi, Campbell. And another 48 hours with no sleep. Keeps happening. So sorry for the lack of communication. Yeah, don't stop thinking. It's hard, I know. But I have suffered with insomnia for nearly 25 years. And I mean, hardly any sleep. I ended up like Edward Norton in Fight Club. And no, because of my mind training, I managed to sleep all night, and I love my dreams as well. So here's the Phoenicians, as weird as they are. They're like them people with the sunken floors as well, aren't they? He's knocking it out on the keypad, sitting on a lady who's naked, has a stool, bit of canoodling, Bacchus, and they're arriving. We're in town. Guess who's got all the drugs and all of the women? Here. Look, I'm bringing the bed with me. Look, there's a lady in there. Yeah, man. 4 quid and she's yours. 4 quid? 4 quid? You said she's 4 quid. 4 quid's a lot of money in this day and age. It's the equivalent to 80 quid now. Fucking hell. So here's the Russians. Anno Domini. J658. Yes, Anno J658. Whatever year that is, I do not know. Here's another lady with a fascist type thing. She sent her little brat, who happens to be a Cherepanowski angel, the Satanists, over to get some honey, knowing damn well that he was going to get stung. She's like, fuck you. Oh my God, what's that in the sky? I don't know, it hurts. It's making everything blow up. Oh my God, the ground's sinking. Oh my God, what's going on? Keeps happening, guys. Atmospheric dumpages. The sky just dumps on you. Look at this skyscraper in the past. 18th century tower. I wonder how high that would be. Skyscrapers of the past were a thing. Nothing new under the sun. So, how's the show going? Pretty good? Oh yeah, I love the decorations. Yeah. For clothes, eh? Yeah, for clothes. Is that the host? Is that the heavenly hosts? Yeah, that's where you go if you're a good boy, Matt. Yeah, it looks awesome. Ah, this was my boss's cup to drink out of. He was a giant. So here's a Mongol. I think he's a Mongol. He looks like a Mongol. And he's found a bowl that was previously a drinking bowl for a giant that lived there. It's been there for years, just hanging around in the woods, in the field, in the stones. I don't know, but apparently the narrative is whatever they are, they look like technology. They look like the downpipes for an exhaust system on some sort of spaceship, like a Vimana. But somebody, yeah, chiseled all of this out by hand, apparently. Just mind blowing, isn't it? So here's a nice little picture of a circuit board. See? So probably a few capacitors and a few circuits in there. Oh no, it's looking down into a staff hut enclosure with a load of antiquity and circles and weird stuff that from above looks identical to a circuit board. It's weird, isn't it? There's more of these circuit things going on. I think all of these are just some sort of technologies. Italian technologies. Look at that enclosure. So this is out of Subterraneous, and it shows you again some weird thing going down into the floor. Weird thing going down on the floor. Sundial. Okay, could be for everything scientific in here. He's looking at the sky, but this could be, I don't know what they are. But again, from above, looks like a circuit board. Removing the mud from St. Louis. This is from St. Louis, mud mounds that they removed in the past, which were mud that they removed with cats in the official narrative. Mud, mud, glorious mud. So do you really think that they dug out the Panama Canal? So apparently all of this was full of earth at that walls that high, and they removed it all. I've seen evidence of the Panama Canal already being there in the past. See these lone church things, these buildings out in the middle of nowhere? Look at the speaker on the front of the side of that, and the speakers there. Beautiful little bit of antiquity. I expect there was a whole load of community around there. So look at this, guys. This is a really cool photograph of a laying of a docks. Yeah. And everything you see in that picture is below sea level, because obviously the ship is floating, isn't it? And they dug all of this mud out using narrow gauge railways, and they built a giant dock. Universal Expositions, 1878, and all of that beautiful stuff. Only 6 years after the entire city was completely destroyed in the Franco-Prussian War. So maybe knights are robots, and maybe look at this lady's dress. Do you think she actually wore that made of iron, steel? Newsflash, Gordon Ramsay's sex dwarf eaten by badger. So yeah, one of Gordon Ramsay's sex dwarfs, yeah, he never keeps his eye on his sex dwarfs. It escaped, it's got eaten by a badger. It's probably got a bowline. It's a really sad story. So there's some shit going on here in San Francisco. So them massive fire breaks you've seen in San Francisco, they did it with this. Yeah, this is the fire engines of San Francisco, and they set up a health department, emergency hospital. They painted that up quick. We've got the army, and this is the survivors, apparently, which I would say the replacements. The tower looks a bit wonky because it is. They've got a crack through it, and that's the tower of the Terminus building. Oh, excuse me. Oh, hello. Caution, erection going on. Well, not right now. Oh, they had a lot of pussies in Egyptian stuff, didn't they? They had loads of mummies of cats, and they had a thing about cats. I love cats. Cats are awesome. This is an unusual little map, right? And this is why. Okay, it's the Mississippi, they say, but let's have a look. We'll say it's the eastboard, okay? And I'm just looking at the Great Lakes, Erie, Ontario, Huron, Lake Michigan, Superior, and Georgia Bay. So do they include Huron and Georgia Bay as two separate lakes, or is it one big lake? Because that's changed a bit in my mind. Maybe there are more Great Lakes. I don't even know. What do I know? I don't live there. So trains were not steam in the past. They were these. They're just lying to you. Here, there's one tested and shown in the expositions. Pneumatic trains running on air, compressed air. Or in Arabia, you can rip across the desert in like literally the whole of the Sahara Desert from Timbuktu to Cairo in about a week in one of these hotels. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-doo. Jesus told me there would be mad pussy, so I joined his religion. It's true, man, but just not for you. Let's have a look at this, ladies. Funky hair. What's she got going on? What's she got going on? She got gold veils. And some weird, freaky crown going on. Whoa. Yeah, I think she's got a halo. She could be Mary. This is outside of Istanbul, part of what was the Ottoman Empire, I guess. But this is just wrecked. I've got stacks of images of this. Nothing else could have happened but an apocalyptic mud flood. Look at the layers. Look at the buildings. Imagine what it all looked like when it was up and running. Amazing. Here's Istanbul again on a bridge across the Bosphorus. And if you can see in the middle there, for some reason, I don't think they AI'd them in. I just think this is happening. There's no reason, actually. In a grainy original, the photograph's grainy and original, so giants. Still giants. I can imagine them being this big walking around, guys. I really can see it in my mind's eye. I do think that was the case. Here's more strange headwear in the past. I think she's taking communique though through the earpiece, you know, like headphones where you're listening to music. I think that's what they're doing there. She's probably got wicked tunes, medieval, cool stuff. So glass eyes in Egyptology, that's spooky and haunting. They also say if you look into the eyes of this particular statue, that you will have great magical powers and abundance. Yeah, I made that up, but don't worry, it might be true. So yeah, ruins of the Hall of Justice in San Francisco. Oh my God, look at the dome on that. So look at this. So these were sent by a subscriber this week. Had a book that he bought in America, and had pictures of San Francisco that I haven't actually seen before, like this one, with this amazing dome of antiquity. Excuse me, it's fallen down. Look at the size of that, and it's mud flooded. All that's left is its fascia. Silent sentinel among the ruins. That is spooky, yeah. That is, that is. Look at that. City Hall, St. Louis, Missouri. Look at that. Size of it. And it's a mud flood. So many look like that, don't they? But the size of them is ridiculous. People are only little. Well, all that Porter School in California. What kind of building is that? Looks all wool to me. In Almeida. So the Egyptians knew what this place was. There's that picture there when they got some sort of technologies as well, putting their arms through the ankhs. But you see them holding up the dome of the sky, the firmament, which looks exactly like the Milky Way, which when you get up high is really, really close. The sky's not far away when you get up. Hidden in plain sight, Vatican mascara. Oh, they know about the qualities of animator mascara and other properties which are our birthright, which they tell you they're not, but they know because they dress up as magic mushrooms. So these are some beautiful, I don't know the artist, these are the photographer, but had a good eye for photography and took some really unique photographs. I think these are, I'm not sure what birds these are, but they're in a building. A couple looking at them. Don't know. Looking out into the lake. Beautiful day. Be lovely to live on a lake, wouldn't it? Go on a boat. You know. So World War II. This one's World War I. This is a French town submerged as well. So flood and fire, what they did. So yeah, there's something going on with this map. So somebody sent me this. A lady sent me this in email. She said, check this Michigan map out. Okay, of Lake Michigan. She said it's wrongly orientated and looks a bit weird. Yeah, it does look a bit weird. And this other lake here. I think the Great Lakes are a mining operation. I don't think they were even there freaking in the past. 1839 with that of Lake Michigan. Yeah, the maps have taken some weird changes. So, Paul McCartney, yeah, he looks like a queer. He looks like a queer. Sounds like a queer. I reckon he's a queer. What do you say, guys? Yeah, that's right. It's a queer. So I think they're queers, except for George. John Lennon, yeah, he's just like, wow. The more I'm realizing about John Lennon, the more I just never going to listen to the Beatles again. So the alien event, I'm going to be here and we're going to try and get this together the best I can. Los Angeles, and there's some famous people going, and I'm on the bill to talk about Tartaria as well. So David Hatcher-Childress, as you know from Ancient Aliens fame, but yeah, I've got some of his literature and his books are pretty good. So there's that, and other people as well. So underneath the streets, what have we got? So they come along, they put tarmac all over it and fucking kill it because it was lovely with cobble. Here's our Lord Jesus Christ, the master, because he was crucified on the mast of a Phoenician ship. Again, there he is, the master. So how can Mary's with the baby Jesus and Jesus is already crucified? It's weird, isn't it? But you have got the dove from above and it is Britain. So they got Jesus is British in this, which is probably true. Oh, look at this. Hands up who loves donkeys. Hands up who thinks they're cute. It could be. Fucking lush. I'd love some donkeys. Fucking stupid, isn't they? Fucking look at this in India. All right. Wires. Never mind spaghetti sky wires. I understand that if someone gets their internet connected, that they can just unravel it if they can ever find it again. But oh my shit, why? Why? That literally hurts me. Gives me a pain. So I want to sort this out once and for all. Right. For the last few years, people have been commenting, right, that I look like Hawtrey, yeah, from Carry On films. Here he is, Hawtrey. How very fucking dare you? I look nothing like Hawtrey at all. Okay, and he was a comic genius, by the way. Yeah, but no, nothing similar at all. How very fucking dare you? I'm supposed to be the lead singer of Rush as well, apparently. Fucking hell. You never say like Jeff Goldblum or anything compared to Hawtrey. Anyway, so yeah, these are unusual in China. Not really sure what they are. They're very old pictures, but these enclosures and domed buildings. Look at this thing. See the same sort of thing in Ireland. You get these stone domes. Maybe they'll say it's a dovecot. But it's big and it's in a ruined world. It's in China. China's antiquity, man. We can't find nothing out about it. Teddy Lee, is that what you're saying, Dragon Seed? I look nothing like Teddy Lee. I look like me. So that's what's on the thing for it. Really cool. Look at all the details on that. A little look-see. Got some spiralage going on every corner. So that is toroidals. Really interesting. Maybe it depicts the Earth. We're in Middle Earth. And then there's a level above. I like that. So that's what's happening in them pictures is old totems, which look a bit like Egyptian obelisks. And very similar to Phoenician or Egyptian cryptid sphinxes. Yeah, lions. And what is that in the background? I couldn't tell you. And look at that old Indian dress. It's a completely shattered world. Excuse me, that's a San Francisco building. I can't bring it up anymore. So yeah, technology's the old days. Yeah, so they were watching like cine movies on the wall in the 1800s. Definitely. I do not think silent movies was it. I think that was just revamping an already existing technology. The reason it's not in history books is because the history books have been rewritten. But I think they were doing this. She's on the telephone before the telephone was actually out. She's on the telephone talking to somebody like Skype on the wall. There's more versions. It's French, a family reunion, multiple Skype calls. Just like now. Oh, he's in bed. Oh, I'm going to put my favourite film on. Yeah, the Mahabharata. And he's laying in bed. He's got all his tech. Okay, bit of volume. And he's getting his just massive screen that's like three-dimensional. They got it going on in the past. Holographics even. Look at this. He's just sitting there chilling out, reads paper, and he's talking to his chick who's on the wall. They haven't even got that now. 1879, Punchy's Almanac. Nice, big, juicy widescreen telly. And they're literally not just tellies, they're talking to these people who are in a field through telephones that have not yet been invented in 1879. Yeah. Edison's telephonoscope transmitting light as well as sound. Nothing new under the sun, guys. Yeah, they say they invented it, but very much doubt they invented anything in this place. So here we have the expositions and the quadriga arch, the arch of the rising sun. What is all that shit there? And why would they do that? Anyway, they pull it down eventually. It's a beautiful arch. Here it is, and it says stuff on it. It's got a quadriga with the same theme, except this time it's got an elephant, which is unusual. Okay, the moon sinks yonder in the west, while in the east, the glorious sun behind the herald dawn appears, thus rise and set in constant change, those shining orbs, and regulate the very life of this overworld, of our world. What's this one? Our eyes and hearts amplified seem to rest on heaven's radiance. Strange utterances. And there it is, giant arch, covered in shit, because it's supposed to be in there for like 8 months. Covered in shit already because it's ancient. And then this is supposed to designate that they pulled it down. Something is seriously off. So this was the world in the past. This is down on the beach in Atlantic City in the past. Boardwalk Empire for real. What's with the Greco-Romano buildings? Huge buildings. Down on Atlantic Beach. Boardwalk Empire. That'd be an amazing place to go to, wouldn't it? Oh, look at the little donkey. He don't look happy. He would be happy if I was there. I got an infinity with donkeys. So here's the average family doing knitted, getting the knits out. So did you ever have knits? You ever have knits? They're all covered in knits. Crawling there. Caught them in school. Horrible, isn't they? So here's a chap, young German chap in the trenches of the First World War thinking, what did I do to deserve to be here? What are we doing here? Why are any of us in this hell, is what he's thinking. And his face just says that. Here's some more in the trenches. Unusual trench this, because there's a wall underground level. And they're under this wall. So amazing. They've got wires and everything going on. And they got gas masks all being put on because there's going to be a gas attack. It's the French. So here we have the Swedish army. And they have a bit of a sense of humour, don't they, the Swedes? And they're pulling funny faces. Try not to laugh. Have a look at these faces. He looks like he's just wondering what the hell's going on. Oh, all of these people dead and gone. Swedish young men in the army. That's another thing they do. Uniforms, armies, uniforms in school. Everyone look the same. Tear the individuality away from you so you can be all the fucking same. Think the same, look the same. Zeke hell. So here's some guy in antiquity looking at the Devil's Bible, made from human skin. If you read it, you will manifest evil demons and devils. Okay, this is a street in America. Notice anything? Yeah, spotless. Everybody's beautifully turned out. Everybody's healthy. Let's have a look at these people. Spotless, beautiful, bright colours. You don't get bright colours now. Jesus saves, it says up there. How much has he saved? Rotterdam, 1935, before the Luftwaffe completely annihilated. I love Rotterdam though, but I'm guessing a lot of this has disappeared. The centre of the city was eradicated, even though they'd actually surrendered the city. The Germans thought, oh well, fuck them, let's bomb it anyway. All that architecture hanging around. So Scott at the Antarctic, who left Cardiff to go on to his fateful expedition in 1910 to Antarctica, took a load of huskies, there for eating, and he took a massive gramophone where he played We're Fucked Now, over and over. Big bells. Building of a big bell. It's made of wood, so it's artificial, I think. Big bottoms, big bottoms. Here's an Inca. He's just getting into his craft. Okay, let's initiate torque force, and then next thing you know, he's at Mach 2, flying through the air. Amazing technologies in the past. Oh, that rock seems a bit grumpy. Let's hope that he's not. Let's hope he has better days, eh? Let's all wish the rock happy life. So some fireplaces in the past, they don't look like they've ever had any coal fires involved with them. This is a strange fireplace, and you wouldn't have a mirror over a roaring coal fire because it would go pop with the heat. So they had alternative fire. Some of them radium, some of them radiant heat from Androns, which are here. And a steel plate in the back, which would be warmed. And as you can see, a mirror again. No coal fires because obviously that would explode the mirror through the heat, blacken all of the walls, and make this place look like shit on a stick instead of the lovely gold glittery thing that it actually is. Here's another fire. Steel plate, no coal fire. Unbelievable decoration. There's no way you'd have a roaring fire under that beautiful thing. Makes no sense. Again, artwork and gold all over this fireplace. You wouldn't have a roaring fire. All the smoke coming out of you and going all over that. It wouldn't last 2 minutes. Here's another steel place and bronze. That's something else going on here. Huge high mantelpieces because these things had to be for giants. You wouldn't be able to put a cup on there if you're a little person. Giant fireplaces. No evidence of any fire in them. So alternative fireplaces. Look at that. That's beautiful, isn't it? It's like half church, half fireplace. Now, this is an interesting Spanish church. Look at this thing. The first floor is massive. Second floor is weird. 3, 4. So it's this really massive block, and the church is that big. And it must be really big inside, but I have never seen that style of church makings, which is why I'm actually showing you. So for just under 500 you're watching, 497, thank you for being here. I've been going 3 hours. This will be coming to the end soon. I'm literally running out of steam and running out of time as well. It's got up to 11 o'clock UK time. Make sure to like this video if you did like this video and all the other YouTube things. Right, this is Isambard Kingdom Brunel's mob building the Great Eastern. It is massive. Look, you've got a ladder going up there from this gantry, and it's a steam train, that is a steamboat that's eventually going to end up rotting on the Mersey and not used at all, really. So under the desert is a staircase, and it goes to nothing. Bunkers. where they're all living. Somebody knows what the shape of the earth is because they had this on the ceiling, which I really like. Complete with ice wall. Although they have got Australia in the ice wall and South America, which would be highly unlikely because I don't think it's very snowy, is it, Australia? Ooh, a nice microscope. That's what would be nice. I bought a microscope once, but I can't get it to work properly. Cheap one in the charity shop. Mirror image floors. They shine the floors so brightly that it looks like it's water. But really unusual perspective, isn't it? Beautiful as well, vaulting. So that is beautiful. Here's another one. See how it reflects the vaulting. So it's a beautiful feature of antiquity. Another one of those weird fireplaces. That one looks like a wood burner, actually. Give the benefit of the doubt on that one. Crowns. This is a very unusual crown. You've got things dangling off it, and you look, they're little tiny bunches of grapes and little bells. So it's a little back-a-sight hat. Here's a naga coming up from what looks just like a lady's genitalia, even complete with clitty thing. But apparently he comes up from the underworld. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. And he's a serpent. So here is the start of the Eiffel Tower, but everything in front of it is just stones and nothing. Where's the buildings that were there before? This is in the centre of Paris. What happened to the buildings that were there before? I'd love to know. A whole area for the expositions. What happened to the buildings that were there before? It's in the centre of Paris. So here's some indigenous peoples with their unusual costumes. Look at that. Maybe it's something she's seen once. That's on the back. Very like Inca, isn't it? But she's European. These ones are more Mongolian. She's got a drum and she's got a feather. They're going to do some shamanic stuff. Can't look her in the face. All her hair's covering. Oh, that is a shaman. Okay, cool. Cool. That's going to be amazing. So there's a dock being built. That dock that I just showed you has been dug in, stoned, and it's a fully sized dock. Got that up in no time at all. So let's dig a railway line across the whole of America through this entire mountain range, over the Rockies, all the way to California. Choo-choo. Who, me? Yes, you. Come here. Okay. Here's Mercury. He's just coming off the boat with his caduceus. Yeah. What's in them boxes, son? That's all the drugs. Good, good. And she's got the books. What book can I get for you? Have you got any that tell the truth? No. Maybe they did in the past. So a nice little map of the world. Without the Americas on this one. Oh, no, they're over there. Okay. So what's this? Build the lunging grid for just below Bavaria. I don't know. It's got a bit of Nova Holland, New Holland, which is Australia, which is over by here in reality. And all of this should be over here anyway. Tropic of Cancer, Japan, and Tartaria up there, where you'd expect to see it, and Muscovy. Poland is a massive country in the past. It's lost lots of its dominion thanks to the wars. That's below the streets, as you can see. Been reported on old vaults and doors. So this is a nice old lady. Can beauty be an old age? She got eyes like that. All the things them eyes have seen in her life. All of wonderful and horrific things. 80, 90 years in life. The wisdom. All them lovely foods that she's cooked. So yeah, it's funny them eyes that sees all them stuff and records it all in your life, isn't it? You can see it in the eyes as well. The wisdom, you can see it in the eyes. It's very strange. So here's the cash crop of the past in the United States. Yeah. And then they used to twine it, and all of the ropes of the world were made from hemp. The ropes for all of the ships in the world were made of hemp. Sweet now. So booty wooties of the old world, they went into the battlefield with them on. Shin guards, in case anyone kicks you in the shin. And the laying of the New York Underground, digging all the mud out. Cool, I bet they made a mess of the streets doing that. Oh shit, sorry. Ooh, ooh. So mud flood. Everything just muddy and not even sidewalks, just big buildings. So imagine horse and cart, deliver all the stone, build a big building. Okay. So isn't that a beautiful horse? Yeah. Oh, I just noticed that woman standing there with a lovely bum. Wow, I didn't notice that before. Amazing. So, do you know in Holland in the 1930s, they used to school children outside. They said it was good for their health. I can't see how getting vascular constriction, freezing your ass off in the morning, sat out there, is good for your health, but they seem to think it was. Okay. So here's the Williamsburg Bridge in New York City. Beautiful bridge. Look at that thing. Tram terminal underneath. Beautiful walkway over and a road that you just drive gently up. The Williamsburg Bridge is lovely. So you could do this in the past as long as there's not a train coming. Yeah, if there's like one train a day, I guess in after it's just gone, you're fine till tomorrow. And that's what they used to do. Brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant. Choo choo. So they used to do this in school. They pull you out of the class, and then the teacher would force you medicine. In this case, I think it might be castor oil because of the faces on the kids. They know that's going to be nasty. The shit they used to do to us in school. Another one was, oh, children all lay. This is in nursery school. Children all lay down and go to school. I used to think to myself, well, that ain't going to happen. I'm hyper fucking active. There's no way I'm going to sleep in the middle of the day. What the fuck do you think I am? And they used to make us so they could sit and smoke cigarettes. We had to lay there for the whole lesson. They used to do weird things with us in nursery. Oh, we're all going to do dramatics, amateur dramatics or something in the hall now. Everybody take off their clothes. Clothes. Yes, let's all get down to our underwear. They used to make us do that in the hall, and boys and girls would have to run around in their underwear. I thought that was really fucking weird. So yeah, I could try and travel and go into the hall and say, what goes on there? What's all this about? So here's the canal that went into Paddington in London in the past. It's not there now. It's covered over like rivers and canals are in London. There is a bit left. Look at him. There's a possibility that that Bobby, that old British constable there, is an angel. Or he could have been beamed in, like literally just beamed him in, like Mr. Bean or like the Terminator. Arseholes. I like clever titles for books, for shops. There was one in Cardiff for hairdressers called Curl Up and Die, which I thought was rather snazzy. Curl Up and Die. Arseholes. Lovely little pub coaching horses. You'd like to go in there for a pint? I would. And they used to have these in the old days in Britain. They come around. This is the Muffin Man. Yeah. Mummy, mummy, it's the Muffin Man. You come around and you had freshly baked muffins. The Muffin Man of London. Muffin Man of London. Here for the Tower of London, you can see the mortar siege devices of the old world. But you can see in the 1880s, the construction of Tower Bridge, which a lot of people think is a lot older, but it ain't. It's Victorian. Arseholes. I know it's pretty good, then. It's Steve Watson. Good to see you, my friend. Long time no see. So sorry I haven't been in chat, spending a lot of time with you guys. I should really come and chat with you all, but I've got so much to get through. This was my past. I loved this being a skinhead. Do you know what I loved about it? Clothes, man. We had the best clothes. I had tonic suits, two-tone tonic trousers, polished Martins, Ben Sherman shirts. I still wear Ben Sherman now, guys. It's my thing. Levi jeans, Wrangler jeans, red tags, red tag denim Wrangler jacket or Levi jacket. Just all the best clothes we had, and we looked really fucking good too. That's what I liked about skinheads, the clothes. Is it me, or are alligators cute? Are they really dangerous? Because that looks cute, like coachable. Like you could just give her a kiss. What do you think? Don't kiss an alligator. Well, we haven't got any, but I would give it a go if they was all right. I think James Bond give it, from that film when that guy with one hand chucks like meat to the alligators. I think he give them bad press. I don't think they do that shit. Seen this, the zone of silence? Did you know? Mexico is a place called the zone of silence where clocks don't work, radios stop functioning, and compasses spin violently when they're placed on the ground. So there's something going on in the zone of silence. I think it's something electromagnetic and nodal. Abracadabra is from the Aramaic phrase abracadabra, which means literally, I will create as I speak. So it's not just magic, it's just knowing how this place works. So there's the beauty of Tartaria. Everything was like that and beautiful. Great decor, great clothes, flowers. The phoenix is a beautiful version of the phoenix rising from the ashes after its scorched earth policy. Here, hands people in the street. She has 69 on her bum. And she got sad. They've got little like tattoo things. She's got sergeants, winky eye, and what looks like a Pokemon, which doesn't exist. Okay, look at the entrance to this building. Yeah, beautiful archway. So that's the what? Can't see. 88. Oh, 1588. 1588. 1588. Right. Well, that's fucking pretty ancient if that's the case. Look at that building, how high it is. It's Antwerp. You can see this spire way away in the North Sea, dispelling any illusions of there being curvature in this place. Where's the curve? Where's the curve? Where is the curve? It's a perv curve. Look at all the stuff on the top of there. And a little flag flying. Yeah, I'd love to time travel. I know I always say that, but wouldn't it be fantastic just to get some grub in these places? This is in Paris. This is Saint-Germain Arch, which I also think is definitely classical world that survived. You've got the faceless knight on there, and a faceless knight on there on that side as well. I've got close-ups of that in colour. You can go in there. There's doors to take you in there. You go up. There's rooms in it. See? To demagnetize you after you've been magnetized. Ah, look, beautiful water feature in Paris. Okay. Don't know, just Antiquitech spire. Look at these buildings, though, guys, of the past. Absolutely just sublime, isn't they? All with device. This is the Arc de Triomphe. No, the Champs-Élysées Arc de Triomphe. And what is this pile of shit? And where is everybody? That gets splattered in 1871, but not destroyed. So look, boots in the past. They wore some weird boots, didn't they? You can get like birds pooing down them, or they fill up with water in the rain. It's not really practical. I don't understand that. I like that house. I'd love to live in it. You come out here and just look over the fields, and there's all that wall, and you've got top bit, and you've even got a fuck you lot, fuck you. I fart in your direction tower that you could shout to people. Or you could just set up your 50 cal in case there's any invaders. So it's Signori Weaver trying to tell us something because she's urinating like a fella. Why would she want to do that, guys? And with that weird pervy face. That's not something a lady would do. I'm a bit suspect about Signori Weaver's original origins. So here's a book of lessons of geography, 1791. And this says Turkey in Europe is divided into the following. So they got included in Turkey, Moldavia, Bulgaria, Romania, Greece, Bosnia, Serbia, Constantinople, and Tartari, Little Tartaria and Budovitz Tartaria. So parts of elements of Tartaria and all involved in Turkey had a really big empire, guys. The Ottomans in 1791, elements of Tartaria and all of them European countries involved in Ottoman rule. There's the way to go. Right? You reach 80 and light your faggot. Yeah, get it down, you love. It's good for you. My doctor prescribed me Benson and Hedges. No, never. So big bells, right? They had these. That is obviously from a bigger building, and this is not where they come originally. You can't even bang it. It's just the biggest bell going. Look at these ginormous bells. Technology that's been taken away. Huge bells. Bong. Bong. It's one off the way. It's going to be lifted up into a church, into York Minster. Great Peter York. That's Great Peter the Bell, which I've actually heard. And I'm guessing you could have run round inside there in the past if you were a kid. The Tsar Bell in Moscow. Cracked because of an apocalyptic event. And there's that giant bell in Mandalay. And that looks like a tech bell. But it's not going to ring if it's on these. So it's doing something else at that stage. And these are all over Britain as well. These strange follies, if you like. But they got sacred geometry and also like the platonic solids on them involved in some of them. Willis cigarettes. Do you see these? Near Fairley. Fairley sounds like fairy in England. See what I mean? Platonic solids with a little, maybe religious thing inside. But again, step-in technology, interesting geometrical shape, and this. So they know about what this place is in the antique world and the structure of it. And look at this. Ancient world crafting. Looks like something off the Enterprise. See what I mean? Look at this. Yeah, it's got the Royal Heritage thing on there. It's mad, isn't it? And when they came up from Armageddon, I don't think everyone was killing everyone because it would have made no sense. I don't think there was rampaging, gangs like they have in Mad Max, and no evidence of any of that. But you can see the anti-world smashed. Everyone comes back up, checks out what's happened. Constantinate, Rome, covered in grass, covered in moss and mud. And inside there, you can see all the mud. Well, that was a shit show. Yeah, let's get it back together now. So I think that's Flaterday's images. Wow, I actually got there. Oh my God, I've been talking since the 10th, never. So yeah, this is linked below. As you can see, this alien event, and we talked about Tartaria. They got some good speakers there. I'm there in person next April. So make sure if you want to come and check me out. I'm down here somewhere. There I am, Martin Leaker, pioneer of the online truth movement since 2014, drops truths in his popular YouTube channel. Martin is the originator of the now popular phrase antiquity tech, the energy-free technology of the old world. He's published author and recently toured the US and UK speaking conventions on the subject of Make Tartaria and cyclical resets of civilization. Martin brings a unique, positive perspective on the mysteries of hidden history. So that's all going to happen then. My website for all this information, you can find out about all the subjects here on my website, which is linked below. You can get my books through there and anything else, and all the information on there as well. So I think that's it. Let's come back and give you a few shouts. My God, how long have I been going? 500 of you still here almost. 3.5 hours, guys. I've done it again. How many hours is that this week at work? I've been practically on the internet. I've been practically on the internet constantly. So I'll be back Tuesday. Make sure to keep an eye on my community page. Myself and Campbell, who's also didactic, we love Campbell. He's coming over and we're going to basically do an awesome presentation, talk about some stuff with you that we've been talking about and collabing on, which is awesome and so exciting and so positive. There's no reason for anyone to be grumpy anymore. We need to go back to that time before all the weirdness of 2020 when we were high-fiving and high vibration. Yeah, we're getting back there. Do you feel it coming? The high vibration? None of that fat squishiness again. Yeah, because it's rubbish, all of that. We want to be happy, don't we? I'm not concerned about everything. Thanks, Phoenix Arts. That's very, very nice of you. It's very lovely. Bon, you are the machine fighter, because I don't know, I can talk so much. And it's Hippie. Thanks for linking up my shit, Hippie. Joy, who's always been here for years. So is Stephen Watson. Mad taxes, tax Two things are definite in this place: taxes and death. And HWM, good to see you, Liberty. Flat thumbs to you. Marianne, Dimples, my friend, brilliant show again. Thank you. Free Soul Hippie. I've been talking really quick. Chilster Deluxe, good to see you. And Kimosabi, American favorite hoarder. Ladies surrounded by naked guys, they would be speechless. Oh shit. Miles Phillips, I'd be really good at that. Maximus, good to see you, my brother. Love to you all as well. Yeah, loads of love to you all, guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for being here, spending your time with me on a Saturday, prime time, innit? Doing all these different things for your life, and you choose 500 odd of you to spend a year with Marticus. Today I am Marticus von Fluffhoffen. Okay, that's just a rumor though. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you, linking things up. Ali Bach, good to see you. Thanks again for your enthusiasm. Well, there's no point not being, if I wasn't enthusiastic and I didn't, really feel with passion all of this, what we're talking about and what is the possibilities, I doubt I will even come on the internet. There'll be no point to it, really. I really passionately feel that we are getting somewhere here, guys, and I feel really excited about it too. I know it does seem like, when it seems, when your back's against the wall and it seems like there's nowhere to go, is when we shine our best. We've been here before, guys, and we will shine to the occasion, and we will rise to the occasion. Thanks for the great show, because I have plenty of faith in humanity. What's left? Of the good people in this realm to get it right. Drop the weirdness, drop the hate. What's another one in this place? I hate this, I hate that. I don't do that. Even though there are aspects of this place that are repugnant to me, but I don't focus on it. I just recognize it, leave it, and concentrate on myself. Okay, so this is really good. A little bit selfish, because I'm like actually focusing on what I want to do, which is this true thing. Whatever we see or seem, but dream within a dream. I'd agree with that. This is what the bottom line is. Is this an illusion, isn't it? It looks pretty real, but it's not really, is it? Desiree, Bunning. Hello, beautiful errands. Love to you from New Zealand. And Chilster Deluxe. I said that one. So yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Make sure to sub and that if you like. Doesn't matter really. It's good to have you here. Good to have you hanging out. Thank you kindly. JS. Thanks, mate. So yeah, that was a lot of pictures, wasn't it? I thought this was going to go about 2.5 hours. Can't believe it's another 3.5 hours. And I haven't even hung out with you guys, just been talking. Hello, G. I haven't got a clue what I've said. Dragon Sage. Combat Finn. And Aaron Nixon's in the house. I've seen you there somewhere. One more quarter. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. And Jemin, thank you as well. Much love to you. All these cool people, man. Woohoo. And Jeffrey Bailey. Hi, Jeff. Life is now and always has been a matter of perspective. It's bottom line, mate. It's what you think it is, isn't it? All is mind. Prove me wrong. Simone Willowbrook, thanks. And Hippie is linking up my donations there, which is awesome as well. And Alva Billy. Okay. I got my back is literally in half. I have to go rest for a bit. Smashing it. Thank you, Bob Sykes. You're awesome, man. I'm trying. But I'm worn out. Okay. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. And it's really annoying to them as well to see, oh my God, they're all happy. We couldn't throw any more shit at them and they're still smiling. It's fucking brilliant. It's an awesome survivalistic instinct. Just don't give them what they want. Thank you, sir. Thank you, David. And Laurie, Curious Squirrel. Thank you for staying with us longer than you planned. Flaterday is awesome. Oh, thank you. I just had to get through my images and I haven't got through all my stuff. I had a video here to play, but I'll keep it for next week. Go out in your town and find these places. Sandro, they're everywhere, man. Mudflood is one thing that we can all get, find. We know these buildings in all of our major cities and towns. We can all find elements of Tartaria, just by going out. And it makes a visit out of town more interesting because you're like, well, Fasces, Whoa, Phoenicians. Whoa, Tartaria. You can just see it all. It's amazing. That's one of the best things about this subject, I think. You can boots on the ground and you can literally see it. It's called direct evidence, which is amazing. Okay, I gotta go, guys. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Dragon Sage. Thank you, Dimples. Thank you, Cheryl, if you're there. Thank you, everybody, for being here, being ace, and being epic. Come back Tuesday. Make sure to keep an eye on the page, and I'll announce times and everything. It's all going to be very epic, as I'm sure you're going to agree. Lift that vibration. Flat Earth British saying, lift the vibration. Make Tartaria great again with wickedy flat thumbs. Does that make sense? Awesome. Mic drop. Puff, puff, pass. Thanks, 7-Up. Anyway, that's me for the day. Nearly 4 hours. I'm going to go and collapse. See you later.